You smiled in the mirror like, damn, I still look good in pain. People think they know you because they heard a few stories. They don't know the mornings you woke up shaking and still showed up. They don't know the nights you stitched your sanity together with music and caffeine. They don't know that your jokes were battle cries disguised as punchlines. You weren't being funny. You were being functional. Humor was your morphine. Laugh or die, that was the deal. And somehow you laughed loud enough to scare the devil into therapy. If they ever lived one sunrise in your timeline, they'd understand why your laugh sounds like it crawled out of a grave. Why your peace feels earned, not gifted. Why your silence hits harder than their loudest apology. Because they'd see what it takes to keep breathing in a world that kept trying to suffocate you. And they'd shut the hell up. No hashtags, no healing quotes, no sending light. Just quiet. The kind of silence that comes from seeing what survival really looks like. Bloody, unfiltered, half joking, half screaming, fully alive. You became the punchline they can't laugh at anymore, because deep down, they know if they lived a single day as you, they'd be the tragedy. But you made it comedy, and that's what really drives them insane. Oh, they'd never make it. Not one damn day. If they had to live a sunrise in your shoes, they'd be filing for emotional bankruptcy before noon. They'd call HR on life itself. They'd be on the phone with Jesus, a therapist, and a psychic all at once, like, is this permanent surgeon?
Do you want to just chat over here?
Well, I think they should be part of this conversation.
Okay.
Well, we just don't want to like escalate the conflict between you two. Like talking to us, we just don't want you talking to them as well, right?
Well, it's too late because these people are trying to kill me in my own home. Well, this is their home officially, but I've been renting it for 8 years, so you know.
Yeah, we were told that. So do you want to just
explain
expand on that?
Well, I have many electromagnetic radiation detectors, and I can hold it up to the vent in like the heating vent in my house.
Okay.
And it'll show that there's electromagnetic radiation being emitted from the vents in the house, right? And it's making me sick. And it's because they have microwave weapons in this house.
Can you expand on microwave weapons though? Like, what do you mean by that?
It can be the simplest thing you can imagine, or a very, very complex, like, military weapon, right? Anything in between. I could go to Canadian Tire, buy a microwave, take that little safety switch that makes it stop when the door opens. You know, you rewire that so it'll run with the door open. Take your microwave, you put it over an open vent upstairs, and it'll make every single vent in the house emit microwave radiation.
Yeah.
And make me get, like, well, I'm getting sick from living in this place, but I have no other options, right?
Why do you think they would be doing that to you, though?
Because they're psychopaths. Because,
when did this start? Because you've been here for 8 years, right? So,
well, it started getting very bad about a year ago, and I've been trying to find a new place to live, but these people are part of a criminal organization. This is probably the upper house here. The upper unit of the house here. It's probably been used as like a drug lab. Like, if you go to the front door right now, it smells like chemicals, man. Because when I called the police about a chemical smell in the garage that was in March or May or something, and there's all evidence of it uploaded to the landlord-tenant board. There's police reports and everything. I called about a chemical smell in the garage, and that was the night that I woke up around midnight. There was no power in my apartment, so I went here to check the electrical panel and noticed that the garage smells like a disgusting chemical. And that is because the vent fan from the kitchen in there goes out through the garage and then out that vent at the side of the house right there. And so the fan was on high, and it was blowing and leaking all that chemical smell into the garage, probably because there was a chemical smell or a chemical spill upstairs. The upstairs tenants probably, I think they evacuated, and now the front porch smells like chemicals. So I don't know why you're smiling, man. Why do you think this is amusing?
This is what I said. This is why I said you just talk to us, okay? We're listening to you. We're trying to hear you out here. So you think the people... So when was the last time there were people living upstairs?
May, I believe.
May?
Is that right, Sally? They've already confirmed.
Yeah, and you're saying you think they left because of... So we have two different stories here. So why do you think the people left? Because of this radiation issue? You think that's the reason?
Well, likely because the people living upstairs were pursuing the same goals as, persecuting me in my own apartment. I've already... Okay. Have you not looked at, like, the history of police visits to this house? Do you know?
Personally, I haven't.
A little bit.
The police have been here probably 30 times in the past year.
Okay. So our focus today is, why did you lock the garage?
I explained that when I was up here earlier. Because they're illegally surveilling me. They're using microwave weapons. You see how they have 2 cameras? You see how they have a camera on their secondary property there?
Yeah.
But it's pointed at this property.
Okay.
They're not really concerned about surveilling their own property and making it secure for the people who live there. They're concerned about surveilling me.
Is it possible because you turned the power off to this camera?
No, this has been happening for over a year. And I have been...
Yeah, but regardless, this is their property, right? Like, they have the right to protect it, but it's a security camera. It's pointing towards, this is their rental property, that's the rental property. That has really nothing to do with you, right? Like, it's not pointing directly into your unit. They're not surveilling your unit. They're protecting their own property, right?
Okay, you are asking very simple questions into a very long-going and very complex situation, right? So if I answer your question, I'm gonna have to tell you about 2 days worth of me talking about all the background that goes before this, right? Mm-hmm. They are illegally surveilling me. They've basically hacked every internet account that I have, They mess with my emails, my online communications. They illegally surveil me. They are part of a criminal organization who participates in gang stalking.
Okay, I'm understanding that, but
a chemical smell in my apartment. I'm dying from poisons, electromagnetic radiation. So I believe I have the right to live in a safe environment and turn off the power so that I don't have to deal with all this bullshit, right?
I see. I get, but to see the issue is they own the property. They want to rent the other units, and they can't do that if you're shutting the power off to the other units.
Okay, well, they haven't been able to rent the apartment since May, and I just switched off the power 3 days ago or something like that. Okay.
Okay.
So there is 4 or 5 months of them not being able to rent this apartment out for some other reason, right? For whatever reason they want to make up, and now they're just adding this to the list because they're trying to make me liable for renting out this upper apartment since May, right? They already have me up. Dude, this is an unbelievably complex situation.
No, I'm listening to you.
Right.
Yeah.
But
So-
you can't lock this.
Okay, well, I'll unlock it. I did they tell you about the emails we sent back and forth about
Yeah,
this?
I haven't seen. Yep, I read some of the emails.
And did you read my reply?
Yeah, I read a couple of your replies.
Right.
I was just trying to get a mediation here, right?
Right. Okay. So you know that I was going to offer them a key. When they were here, when I flipped the power off, they showed up an hour later.
Yep.
Because these people surveil me nonstop, and they're fucking crazy people who like this. You know, if they were normal landlords, you know,
how
they
long
wouldn't
have
be
you had
so
the
on
cameras?
top of this shit, right?
many-
An
Okay, but
hour later.
so on top of the power, did you mess with the air conditioning or the heating at all?
How many years?
That is a long-standing issue, man.
So did you touch the heating?
Yeah.
You turned off the heating in the winter? And
There-
the AC in the summer? Did that happen or no?
It
I just
did.
want your side of the story.
It
Okay, so
did
it did happen.
because, and I have a lot of good reasons to do it. Is because their standards are, vent blowing hot air. You know, it's working. That's all they need to do. As long as the vent's blowing hot air, then that's considered working for them, right? But it's blowing disgusting dust into my apartment, like to the point where, you know, if I stand in the front of my apartment at noon when the sun's shining through my window, I can look into the rays of the sun and see all these fucking. It looks like a snow globe, man. It looks like I'm living in a snow globe because they've refused.
You can complain that to the tenant board.
Yeah, and then 2 years later they might do something
But
about it legally.
that's how it works, right?
No.
That's how the process
No.
works.
They have a responsibility to maintain a safe living environment. If I'm living in a fucking dust snow globe,
But it seems like there's a
then
problem.
it's not. It's not a safe living environment.
But then
But
you
nobody-
have to go to the board. Because if they don't provide that, which you believe,
Okay.
then you go to the board. That's how the
So,
process works.
so are you going to force me to flip on these utilities, which are going to make me develop a disease and kill me? So the police are forcing me to flip a switch that's going to kill me. Is that what's happening here?
Can I say a word? Because like he said, we have a micro weapon upstairs. Is it possible we just go up there and we look check every corner so we don't have to see any micro weapon, like he said?
Yeah,
around
we
the house?
can check the unit as well if that would
we can check the upstairs
mediate
unit.
the issue. Because they seem like they're being very
Accommodating.
accommodating. It seems like they are willing to make it work, and obviously once again, if it's not working right, like it doesn't seem like if you don't think it's working, like you always have the right to find a new place, right? I know you said you're having trouble with that.
What about
Maybe
the fact that they built this entire basement apartment with no permits and they haven't been paying taxes on it? It's been an unregistered apartment for 20 years.
That's right. I uploaded my permit from the city with LTP. I think you've seen it, right?
No, that's a lie.
It's like
Okay,
it's a big
when did you
permit.
do that, Hui? When did you do that?
You go check the LTP.
When did you do that?
Let's refocus back on the garage.
No, let's focus on the bigger issue here that
No,
they're trying to kill me.
this
They
is
are
the issue.
murderers.
But if you're in a
Murderers.
basement that you don't think is regulation, why would you want to live in a basement like that anyway? Why would you? not
Because
just find
there's
someone new?
liability issues, man. Because we're already in a legal case together where they're using falsified evidence. They're lying in court.
But when it,
Right?
yeah, you said you're upset with the.
So if
how
I
long it
move out of
takes.
here, they're gonna bury a fucking body in here and blame me for it or something. These people are psychopaths.
That seems
They
a
are
little-
part of a criminal
that seems-
organization.
As I said, they're being very forthcoming, and they're
That's
allowing us
because-
to check the entire unit for what the claims that you're making.
Okay, how about this claim? Here's a good claim for you. I have uploaded evidence to the landlord-tenant board and to the police website that they modified the interior door so that they can break into my apartment in 20 seconds. I also uploaded an audio recording of me leaving the apartment. I had an audio recorder going in my apartment. I left the apartment for 6 minutes, in that time these two broke in from that interior door, they didn't get to touch the recorder, and then I came back 6 minutes later and got this recording.
They own this house, right? Like they can have access to the home.
What the fuck are you talking about? They broke into my apartment. Break and enter. Do you not understand that?
No. The front door you're talking about?
No, they modified the interior door to break into my apartment in 20 seconds.
Oh.
And that was 4 months ago. They've had 4 months to go in there, cover up all the evidence of all their crimes, and now the police want to go in there, right? Okay, tell you what. 2 days after I uploaded that audio recording of them breaking and entering to my apartment through the interior door, the police came here, beat the shit out of me, gave me a form, what was it, a form 2, a mental health form L2, saying that I am mentally unstable or something. No, I'm just angry. I'm not mentally unstable, right?
Okay.
And 2 days later, after I uploaded evidence of them breaking in, the police came here, beat the shit out of me, used false information on a mental health form L2, signed by Alexa from the impact
may I
unit.
ask what happened with that when you went to the hospital? Obviously, you were in the hospital.
I got harassed and tortured by the security staff there for 3 hours. Then I talked to the doctor for 2 minutes, and they said, "You're fine, you can go." Then I had to walk home in the rain at 1 a.m. because the police wanted to beat the shit out of me and use bullshit information to try and, I don't know.
So obviously we're not going to solve every problem here today, but at the end of the day, we're here to mediate a solution. Okay? So the landlord wants the garage opened. You said you'd be willing to do that. You were willing to give them a key for that. Can we allow that to happen?
Yep.
Okay.
Sure.
Could you please not turn off the power and the water as well?
There's no reason that you should be turning off the power because they share Wi-Fi with their other rental beside, and now they don't have Wi-Fi because you keep turning the power off, right?
Well, that should be a big concern for the people who live here and for you, right? You should be looking out for the people next door. You should be concerned about their safety because, like I just said, they've stolen access to all my online accounts. These people are hackers, right? And if they're...
I just don't see the benefit in them doing that. You understand what I'm saying?
Money. That's why hackers hack shit, right? Are you joking? Okay, every time the police come here,
you're saying
every time the police come here, you talk to me like you have a grade 5 understanding of the world, man. Why do people hack stuff? You really ask me, why do people hack stuff?
Have you lost money?
Have I lost money? Yes, I've lost money.
From them. You're
From hacking, yes, and it's likely their fucking fault.
I'm just saying it's you're just making bold accusations, right? That's why I'm trying to get to the bottom of that. That's
And I have about 200 pieces of evidence uploaded to the landlord-tenant board. Do you want that file number? Go access that file number, man. Okay, I'll give you the file number.
But at the end of the day, like my partner said, we're here to mediate. You can't lock them out.
I just said I'll give them a key.
I know,
Okay,
but
So why don't we just give them a key, end this situation? I'll go to my apartment.
The power. They don't want you having access to the garage because you don't need access to the garage.
So you're not concerned about microwave weapons being used in this house?
We can check the
We
upstairs.
will check the upstairs for these microwave weapons that you're saying are in the...
And like I said, they've had 4 months to clean up the evidence since the police beat the shit out of me. And
So regardless,
refused
if
to
the
go
evidence is
upstairs.
clean, that means there would be no longer any microwave weapons, and then therefore you'd be fine if you don't have access to the power if they're all
Okay, well they've also had 20 years of doing illegal renovations in this apartment or in this house with no permits.
That's not true.
Okay, yeah, okay.
But you're not going to know what happens behind the scenes anyway. Like they're not going to consult you to get permits.
They're going to consult the city, and it's a public record, man. You can just go to guelph.ca, look up the permits on this house, and it'll say that the only thing that should be in that basement is a roughed-in bathroom and drywall on the outer walls, maybe a couple of...
Online check 59 multiply, you can see the basement.
Oh, did you pay someone hundreds of thousands of dollars to put in some paperwork 20 years ago or something?
You're saying.
I have a question. You've been living here for 8 years.
Yeah.
Why all of a sudden are you having problems with them this past year?
Because I know all the crimes they commit, and I am probably their worst witness testimony to have against them in a court of law. So they're trying to kill me before I move out of here, or give me cancer before I move out of here, so I die before they get to trial. That's their big plan.
But you didn't think that for the first 7 years?
Well, it's a very complex situation. I'm not going to get into
Okay.
my.
Can I just open up the garage?
Yes, I can open up the garage.
Like you said, micro weapon in the past, or any chemical smell around here.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'm saying in terms of like.
Yeah.
Well,
garage
that's
open.
actually been mitigated in the past
Please,
couple weeks
yeah,
too.
don't
It is-
turn up the power and turn the water back on. And also the block from the door to the garage, please remove it. Please.
Like you're not supposed to have that. Like I'm not sure. Like what they're saying in your agreement, you're renting out a basement, not the garage, right? The garage isn't a part of the rental agreement for you, so you shouldn't even have access to that to begin with. It seemed that they were being nice to you and allowing you to use the garage as storage.
Okay, I'm gonna go get the key. Okay. You know what? I really don't think I should be giving them a key, and I really don't think that the Guelph Police should be involved in this situation at all anymore, okay? Because you're forcing me to do something that is violating my rights as a tenant.
That's the tenant board then, but you can't.
Right,
you can't
exactly.
lock-
So it's the tenant board. So
but
why don't you
can't
let...
lock this out? This is mischief. This is mischief. You can't just
Okay,
lock
well,
the tenants out.
that's the thing. The police have come here 30 times in the past year, and they have threatened to charge me with mischief many
Because
times.
this is
I don't think anybody wants to charge you. That's why.
That's right.
If you're trying to say like why haven't you been charged, I don't think anybody wants to criminally charge you with this.
So they don't want you having access to the garage anymore. There's no reason you need to have access.
Because it's my storage
it's
space.
not-
No, but because it's part of
They've
my
allowed
rental
you.
agreement with them. Yes, it is.
It's not.
It is.
I can show you the rental.
That's because they're hackers and they just falsify
do you
documents.
have your copy of your rental agreement?
Well, that's not important.
It is important.
It is. If it says
Okay, so are you saying that you two are judge and jury
If
and
you show us the
also
rental, okay, show us the
legal
rental, show us
interpreters?
the
and you-
rental agreement saying that you have access to the garage, and then
we'll go
we're
from
good.
there.
If your rental agreement says you have access to
You
the
can use it.
garage,
Okay, no,
that's a different
no.
story.
Okay. The Guelph Police are not gonna threaten me into violating my own rights, okay? That's what you've
This
been doing
isn't
for
your
months
right.
here,
This
okay?
isn't your right.
No, it's my right because I pay for this rental unit. The
You pay for
garage
the
is part of it.
basement. You pay for the
No.
You don't
You're,
pay for the garage.
and what are you basing that on?
That they
Their
still
claims,
have
they're saying that they have.
Exactly.
they're saying
So
they have
you're
proof.
basing their claims
Okay,
against
listen,
mine.
listen.
You will not.
No.
No. Listen.
They're willing to show me the proof, and you're not. Whose
And-
side am I supposed to take here? You're not willing to show me the proof.
So you haven't seen jack shit, is what you're saying.
Okay, you want me to take a step and want me to read it?
Yeah.
So you want? Okay. Do you have the rental
You still
agreement?
have to unlock this. You can't lock it.
Okay, so you're saying you guys are unbelievable, fucking unbelievable.
Where's your rental agreement? Because you get a copy as well.
That is not your. Hey, like I said, they've been breaking and entering here for years. They've stolen every little bit of personal information from me and bullshit. They have fucked with my apartment. They always break in. That's why they modified this door, this interior door, that they can break into my apartment in 20 seconds, and I have proof of it. And then the police showed up 2 days later after I upload evidence to the police database, and they beat the shit out of me. Do you think that's coincidence? You're just threatening me
At the end of the day,
into...
it's their part. Like, this is their house. They're allowed to have access to the house.
Okay, so what's going to happen if I get charged with mischief? What's going to happen? Can you tell me the process? Are you going to put cuffs on me and drag me down to the station?
would bring you to our cruiser, and we'd have to give you paperwork and give you your rights to counsel and caution and everything.
And then you
Listen,
would go away?
No, Philip.
Is that what would happen?
That's not how it's going to work. This garage is, if you can't show us your rental agreement, we have to go on their rental agreement. They've let you use this as storage space, but you keep turning the power off. Do you not see how that's a problem for their other tenants and other
Do you not see it a problem that there is EMF radiation flowing from the vents of my house and making me sick?
Okay, but that actual thing is for the tenant board. That is specific.
Me being zapped by microwave weapons. I said weapons. They're basically guns. That's your business. Weapons are your business. They're using weapons to hurt me. Just because it's not a fucking piece on the side of their belt, doesn't mean it's not your problem. Go to Amazon.ca, order an EMF detector, and fucking try and find out where this EMF radiation's coming from. Do your job. Find out about the weapons that are being used against me.
Well,
Are you going to open the garage?
I don't know. Like I said, I've expressed myself pretty clearly. The Guelph Police are threatening me so that I violate my own rights and turn on.
What rights do you think are being infringed with the garage?
Living in a safe environment that is not filled with electromagnetic
Then
radiation.
why don't you move?
Because they have already falsified evidence and uploaded it to court. They've already lied at the landlord-tenant board, right? And so if I move out of here, they're just going to make way more false accusations. If I move out of here,
Why don't you ask them?
ask them what? If they're going to make more false accusations? Why would I ask them a stupid question like that?
For at least $35,000. That's what before you move. That you want money. You brag us for money.
No, because you've cost me at least $35,000, you piece of shit. So that's why I asked for it. It's not blackmail. It's because you've destroyed my fucking life and you owe me so that I can move on and leave this shit situation.
So right there, it just says in the rental agreement, it's just a walkout basement unit. So you have access to that. It doesn't mention a garage. So they're actually being nice to you and allowing you to use the garage as storage, and you took advantage of them, and then you started locking things out. That's where there's a problem, okay?
Okay, well, why don't you let the landlord-tenant board decide that, because they already have a judge in place who's qualified to make these decisions and look at the evidence from different angles instead of just making me turn on the switch that's going to make me fucking get cancer from electromagnetic radiation and poison in the fucking air. I just told you I live in a snow globe that's making me sick. That's against my rights. They have the right, they have the fucking, oh my god, you're pissing me off.
We can't prove this radiation and cancer stuff, okay?
Exactly, so go buy an electromagnetic radiation detector.
That's not what we're here
That
for.
is your job, because it's a weapon. It's a weapon.
Okay? The garage is what we're here for today. You do not have permission to use the garage. They gave you permission to be.
That's not true. That's not
Yes,
true.
it is.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. So open the garage, and after this, you do not have access to this. Because
And if you think these people,
Okay, you're just adding more reasons for me to sue the Guelph Police. You already beat the shit out of me last time, and now you're verbally beating the shit out of me this time. Okay?
I'll talk to you right now.
No, you're fascist. Fuck.
you just
Fuck. No. Okay. I will. Okay. I have this set up so that.
I feel like we're being extremely reasonable with you. Okay, we're listening to you. We're just trying to be a mediate.
No. Okay, you keep coming here and saying that my issues are landlord-tenant board issues.
Who's we? This is our first time here. This is my first
No,
time
I've
meeting
seen you here before, man. I've seen you.
I've never been.
I'm pretty sure I have you on a recording talking shit to me many months ago. Okay.
But we're here for the garage, Philip. You need to open it. You do not have the right to lock people out of it, especially the landlords that own the property.
Exactly. And I started off this conversation by saying I was planning on giving them a key, but then if you look at the emails, like you said you read the emails, what did it say? What was my response? What did I tell them in the email?
We read about the microwave weapons.
And I read that they left, and then you didn't give them a key because they left like an hour earlier, something along those lines.
Well, that's
You're
probably.
so at that time, you're willing to give them a key.
Can you please have them show you that again and let me verify what it says? Because it's likely another document that they forged and changed what I wrote to manipulate this situation ahead of time. Because they're hackers,
All they
psychopaths,
want-
criminals,
Yeah, listen,
terrorists,
all they're asking is for you to open the garage. To a garage
And
that
I-
you're supposed to have access.
and you keep asking
Seems
me
like a pretty
questions to
reasonable
piss me
request.
off. You could have just made this simple, right?
I'm trying to make it simple.
I started by saying I'll give them a key. I just went back there and said I'll get the key.
Okay,
And now you're complicating it by saying if you open the garage, we're gonna lock you out. Okay? You know what? I came up here thinking that I'm gonna give them a key and we'll both have access to the garage. But now you're changing it, saying
The rental agreement.
you're gonna give them a key and we're gonna lock you out.
The garage is not yours.
That's something for the landlord-tenant board to decide.
No, it's not a part of your agreement.
Okay, well, what about the microwave weapons? What about me getting cancer from
If you
living
think these
in...
people are trying to murder you, why would you stay in the unit? That doesn't make any sense.
I just explained that because they will make more false accusations if I move out of here. I just explained that 5 minutes ago. Stop forgetting shit. Leave this situation to the judge and the jury who are already in place and already taking care of the situation. You're not a
The
judge and
situation's not
jury.
being taken care of, though. Obviously, it's a very simple request. They want you to turn the power on. 'Cause
Right.
If you want to rent the units to other people, they can't do that if you're shutting off the power.
And you've done it more than once, so they don't want you to
unreasonable.
have access to the garage.
No, okay, they've been claiming that they can't rent this place out since May, right?
You've
Because
shut the heat off, you've shut the AC off, and now you're shutting the power off. It makes
Right.
it very difficult.
No.
rent out a unit.
I know what you're doing. You're trying to make this the reason why they can't rent it out, right? Because it's more legitimate than all the other shit that they've been doing for the past 4 months. They said they haven't been able to rent this place out since May, but the power's been on since May. So this is a new issue, right? All this whole fucking recording is going to be uploaded to the landlord-tenant board, uploaded to YouTube, okay? Because this is fucking bullshit. I'm being harassed nonstop by the police.
We're trying to meet a simple resolution here.
Right, so, okay, what's going to happen? What I will agree to right now, I will unlock that door, give them a key. But I will maintain access to the garage because it's my right to live in this house.
It's not your right with the garage.
Okay, well,
That's what I'm saying.
well, that's okay. If that's the stumbling block,
I've been speaking to you at normal level. How about we just take it down and talk?
because I want all the neighbors to know what's going on with the police harassing me nonstop for the 35th time this year.
The garage isn't part of your agreement, man.
That's not your decision to make.
It's the landlord-tenant act.
It's not a decision. I just saw the paperwork saying you rent out the basement unit.
And these people have a long history of falsifying documents and uploading them to court.
Providing it.
You're not judge, jury, and all that shit, man. Just do your job.
I am.
Just do
We
your
are doing
job.
our job.
Listen. What I am agreeing to right now, I will give them a key to open the garage. I will maintain my own key
That's
to open
not
this garage.
your decision, because
That
it's
is
not-
my
No, it's
decision.
not.
That's not your
It's
decision.
not a part of your agreement. We enforce those agreements. That's what we are here for.
No.
That is all-
You don't.
Yes,
You don't enforce
Yes.
landlord-tenant board issues.
Yes, we do. Search it up. We have authorities under the Landlord-Tenant Act. This
Yeah,
is a part of us.
when you get an order from the landlord-tenant board, not
No,
deciding.
This is a part of it.
So you think you can just do
Enforce
whatever you
it.
want? That's what you're trying to say. You think you can just do whatever you want?
No, I can do
Because
what
it's
I
protected by
want.
The Landlord-Tenant Act. That doesn't make any sense.
No,
You can't just turn the power off to a unit.
You can't just lock
That's
the
mischief.
landlord
You see what I
out.
mean? Like that's illegal. You can't do it. Okay.
Okay, well, charge me with mischief then. Fuck.
But you still have to unlock this. Like, if you don't unlock
That
this...
I just said I would, but then you're
you
putting
can't
terms on.
access
No, you
That's
are.
not a term. You aren't allowed to have access to the garage.
So why have I had? So you're
Because
saying?
they were being nice. It's not a part of your
So they've been
agreement.
being nice for 8 years, and you don't think that sets any precedence at all? No. You're.
You can complain to the board about that, but you are turning off power more than once.
No, it's because.
No, that is what it is.
They're being
You're
kind
turning
and you're
the
taking
power off.
advantage of it. That's the issue.
Okay, well then let that be the situation. I've already told you my stance. I will give them a key to open the garage.
Okay. Well, let's start that.
And-
Let's get that rolling then. So let's open the garage. Give them a key.
Okay, well,
start with that.
No, but I want you to take away your little terms and conditions that you're going to lock me
It
out.
seems like you're trying to make your own terms and conditions.
No, you just told me that if I open the garage, you're going to lock me out of the garage.
Let's open the
What?
garage.
It's not a part of your agreement.
That's not for you to decide.
Yes,
That's
it
what
is
the law
part of
document
law.
says. That's literally what your rental
We
agreement
enforce
states.
the law.
So you agree with these people that I have just. Okay, why
Let's
don't
start
I
with
just?
opening the garage. Okay.
No. Why don't we do this? Why don't I grab my computer, log on to the landlord-tenant board, and you can look at the 200 pieces of evidence that I've uploaded for the past year, huh?
Why don't we open the garage?
Why can't you just open the garage?
Because you want to make this complex situation.
You're making it complex. Just open it.
You're making it complex.
No.
You think you are an owner of this garage. You are not. That is the simple part of it. If you believe that the garage is part of yours, you could argue in the board, but it isn't yours in the agreement that we see.
But this is just another incident of the police making me flip a switch that is going to cause my death, might cause me to get a fucking disease from living in a microwave radiation, fucking snow globe, dusty environment full of poisonous chemicals and shit.
If you
Because
feel
I
that
live
way-
by psychopath, terrorist, landlords, criminal immigrant scumbags.
If you feel
Fuck.
that way, it's your right to move out and find a different place to live.
Yeah, you're pretty much forcing me into that situation.
I'm not forcing you to do
No,
anything.
the Guelph Police are forcing me out of this town by violating my rights like 35
What rights are
fucking
being
times.
violated?
Because
Specifically?
specifically,
Are being
well,
infringed?
you are withholding any access to my service from the police department because you don't care about the environment that I live in. You don't care that when the fucking HVAC system was turned on, that all my possessions would be covered with layers of dust because they put dust in the vents intentionally.
Listen,
Because I've uploaded.
There are certain things we can have authority with and things that we can't, and we're trying to explain that to you. Okay? Those complaints of your living situation are specifically the board, like all of that HVAC stuff. Okay? When it comes to enforcing the landlord agreement between a tenant and stuff, that's when we have to come and mediate and go to that. Okay? That is what we're trying to do. We're trying to get the garage open for them. We can't lock them out.
We're
Okay,
not going to be able to fix your living conditions today, but at the end of the day, we're going to be able to enforce your agreement. Your agreement states you only have access to the basement unit.
Oh,
And now
there.
you've
Okay,
locked-
well,
And now you've locked the owners of the house out of the garage.
they,
See the issue with that?
and I guarantee that agreement says they have the responsibility of maintaining a safe living environment for me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so they haven't done shit. Enforce that one first. That's more important
Lock them out of
because
the
it's going to
garage.
kill me.
You locked them out.
And you're a retard. You're acting like a fucking grade 5 student that doesn't understand the way the world works.
So you want them to maintain the unit, but they don't have access to it because you locked them out.
Nope. I just told you I'll give them access to the unit if you agree that I will maintain access to this garage.
I'm not
That's
gonna-
where I'm
That's not how
leaving.
we create terms and conditions. We're not creating anything.
You are
enforcing-
creating
no,
something.
we aren't. This is
You're picking and choosing
No,
which
this isn't-
laws you
No,
want to
this is a
enforce.
legal agreement
You
we're
are
enforcing.
taking away my right to Guelph Police Service by ignoring everything I have to say. These fucking
So pretty
retards
much-
haven't said jack shit,
Pretty much-
and I've given you evidence of people violating my rights, trying to kill me, all sorts of shit.
Philip.
And you just say, oh,
Philip,
you don't have access
so
to the
pretty
garage.
much where we're
Fuck
at right
you.
now is they can go get bolt cutters, open this, and lock you out still, and you have no access. If you try to go in there, then it's break and enter. Okay? So, like, just open
I
the
have
garage.
stuff in there that's been there for 8 fucking years, and
Then
you're telling
can
me,
take it out. You have to take it out. Because you have turned off the power too many times.
okay, well, how about this? Instead of the Guelph Police Service owing me $1 million for beating the shit out of me last time, they owe me $5 million for continuing to fucking violate my goddamn rights every time. This is insane. This is a fascist, authoritarian bullshit. And you know why you two showed up again? Because you two are on the paid police list, the people that supports assholes like this,
I
right?
think we've been very reasonable with
Okay,
you.
well, why don't you send some different officers back here during the week when, the weekend shift of cops who are okay with terrorist immigrants destroying
That's not gonna
Canadians'
happen,
lives.
Philip. You're just not happy with what we have to say.
Nope.
What's happening here? So can you please open the
So now, okay,
Can you
we've,
please open the garage? That is why we're here. You are making everything more complicated than it is.
well, why don't you just charge me with mischief and go on your way?
Because at the end of the day, they're going to open this and keep you out of it. And then if you go in, it's another charge of break and enter.
So this is okay. The
garage
police,
is not
hey,
yours.
the police have been in here 30 times in the past year. They've been in this garage with me 30 fucking like at least 10 other times. I've been in this garage. So now all of a sudden you're telling me that if I go in here I'm going to get break and enter. This
No,
is
that-
absolutely insane. This is
you're not
fascism. You two should fucking go to jail.
You're not listening. Okay? You're genuinely not hearing what I'm saying.
No, you're generally not hearing what I'm saying.
Can you just open the garage?
Yes, I can.
Okay.
Please open it.
Will you leave after I open it and give them a key?
Open the garage.
Or
You're gonna give them a key?
if
Just open the
you
garage. Let's just open the garage.
why don't we agree to a terms and conditions?
But the thing is, my agreement isn't
Okay.
going to mean anything. They have a law-abiding agreement. You guys have an agreement. We're just here to enforce it. I'm not going to sit here and make a new agreement. As you said, I'm a police officer, not a lawyer. They have a law-abiding agreement that you signed saying that you only have the basement unit.
And it's meant.
My word of mouth is not going to mean anything, okay?
My agreement with them is meant to be interpreted by a legal professional like a judge at the landlord-tenant board, not a person like
Did you
you
sign the
who
legal
just
agreement yet?
ignores every fucking piece of evidence that I
You
just
signed a legal agreement, okay?
And you
That's
have
the
no
law-abiding
understanding of
agreement.
even the simplest
That's
English
the
language,
law-abiding
you fucking
agreement
dick.
you have.
Hear me out. How about I ask if you can keep your stuff and you can keep access as long as you don't lock them out or touch the power?
That's fine.
Let me ask that.
I don't. What do you happen again? Yeah. What if you turn off the power again?
That's the problem they're having, right? Is the power. Is that not reasonable that
Okay, well, why don't you ask them what services they have. You already said that these people get Wi-Fi from this house. That should be hugely concerning to you and to the people who live in this house.
Concerning. People share Wi-Fi all the time.
So whose locks are these? Are those your locks?
Yes.
Personal locks?
Personal locks.
Okay. So they didn't have the door. It wasn't locked to begin with. You decided to lock it. Okay?
Because they locked me out of the electrical panel,
just
which
take the locks off?
violates my rights.
Why don't we just take the locks off in general? Okay? Why do we need the locks?
Because they already threatened to lock me out of the garage, and I pay for this access to the garage.
You don't.
You know, that's
You don't,
your
though.
determination. That's just you shutting me down immediately
No.
and
No.
just going along with your authoritarian regime, fucking
We're not going to sit
fascist
here and allow you to
police
lie to me
piece
when
of
you know
shit.
it's not true.
No, I just told you. I'll show you 200 pieces of evidence that I've uploaded to the landlord-tenant board.
We're asking for your copy of the
You
rental
think you're
agreement.
judge and jury, man? Why don't you go through the 200
We're
pieces
asking
of
for
evidence?
Your copy of the agreement, because we've seen the agreement and the garage is
Can we just unlock the garage?
And I will maintain access to the
I'm
garage.
not going to make any promises for that. Okay? That's not my job to make promises for that. My
So
job
you're
is to
telling?
unlock
No,
the
I'm asking what's going to happen 5 minutes after I unlock
I'm
this,
not a
and you
psychic.
can't.
I'm not going to tell you what's going to happen.
So you
not a psychic.
can't.
Open the
No.
garage. It's not my job to tell you what's going to happen 10 years from now.
It's
5 years
It's
from now,
your
10
job
minutes
to
when I
tell
leave.
me what you are going to do 5 minutes from
You
now,
are going to open this garage.
and then 5 minutes later you're
I'm
going
going to leave.
and you're good. That's it.
What do you want me to do?
You're not
Stay
gonna-
here?
you're-
Babysit you? I can't do that.
That's all I want. That's all I want from you. Okay.
You want me to do what?
To let me open the garage door, give them their copy of the key, and then you leave, and we both maintain access to this garage, and let the
I'm not going to
landlord
promise
tenant
anything that's
board.
going to happen, okay?
Huh?
I can't promise what's going to happen after we leave. All I can say is
Okay.
you need to open the garage.
That's
okay?
fine.
Is that
No.
not a fair? Is that fair?
And you said you can't promise what happens after you leave.
Yeah, I can. How
So-
can I?
That's fine. I don't want you to promise what happens after you leave.
Mm-hmm.
I want to open the garage, give them a key, both of us maintain access to the garage, you two leave, and then let the landlord tenant board settle out the details, okay? That's what's gonna happen. That's what I agree to.
All right, open the
I've
garage.
got the key in my hand.
Let's open the garage.
Do you agree to that? What?
What if you turn the power off again?
Well, then you can call the police again.
That's not how it like.
No, that is how it works. If okay, we just reached a settling point. We just reached an agreement, and then he goes throws a fucking monkey wrench in, saying, "What if he turns off the power?"
Yeah.
Fuck you, man. What if I turn off the power? It's my right because you're using microwave weapons against me.
Let's just open the garage.
And then I will give them a key. We will maintain access, and then you will leave, right?
Just open the garage.
Because you can predict what you will do 5 minutes in the future.
You can't. All I can say is you need to open the garage.
You can't predict what you're going to do 5 minutes in the future.
No.
So you could just go back to fascist police officer like you were a few minutes ago, and have a massive personality change.
And I think we're
and
trying
you
to
can't predict that 5 minutes from now. Okay, can you give me some space? I really don't want to fucking be on the ground with my back turned with fascist police and communist psychopath terrorists standing right behind me.
Video recorded.
What's that?
Everything is audio and video recorded.
That's good to know.
Okay, I told you that already.
Good. You'll note that this lock is still on here, so I haven't actually tampered with the electrical panel. I've only taken off this bar, which prevented opening the electrical panel.
Okay. So whose lock is that? That's your lock?
That's who's
That's my lock.
That's your lock? Okay. So what stuff in here is yours?
Toolbox, boxes, tools, furniture. I don't know. That's it.
Please remove the access from inside. We can't open it.
We can open the door because you lock it.
Yeah.
This is not right.
Did you lock that door as well?
Yeah.
Okay, can we unlock that?
Well, there is likely criminal activity going on upstairs involving
We'll check the
We'll have the cameras going as well.
Well,
Yeah.
it's nice that you did that 4 months after they've had time to clean up all the evidence and do illegal renovations.
But if that's the case, well, as I said before, if they cleaned up everything and all the evidence is gone, that means you should have a safe living arrangement in the basement. There should be no further issues, right?
Oh, Ray, the murderers got away with murder.
Or you can report like things by the time you found it, say 4 months ago. You can report to police saying I'm murdering you.
Okay, yeah,
whatever.
okay.
Why don't
Okay,
you
okay, I'll report it to the police that you're murdering me.
Okay.
Okay.
Can we open this then?
You want to open that one?
I need to go get my drill. It'll take 2 minutes, but...
Okay.
Yeah, sure, that's fine.
you
Yeah.
take the wood off?
Yeah.
With that? Yeah, okay.
I don't know if he's freaking out about it. So you two are going to leave after I give them a key?
One more suggestion, just to keep things easy. I think you should probably just get your stuff out of here. Like your belongings. Because obviously this isn't a part of your rental agreement. This isn't your unit, it's their property.
No, that's your opinion, and like I said,
We're enforcing a law-abiding agreement.
that they've probably altered a dozen
But we've
times in
asked
the
for
last
your
8
copy.
years.
You don't have it.
Well, that's
If
what
you-
I'd like you to think.
Okay.
And like I said, they've been breaking and enter for 8 years, so they've basically stolen every piece of information and manipulated me and stolen my identity. And
Okay, let's start with the door. Let's start with the door.
Okay. Can't believe you guys don't care that there's microwaves flowing out of the vents in this house. You don't find that concerning?
I'm gonna check.
You got a microwave detector now? You gonna get a microwave detector? Probably not. Let me.
Philip, is this your lock here too?
Yeah.
Can you unlock this?
No, because that maintains access to the garage.
Okay, but you have to unlock this too.
No.
Yes.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
No, I just agreed to open it, not close it, and lose access.
Okay, but this isn't yours.
That's your opinion, and it's not. No, it's you're just picking and choosing, and why the?
You have bolt cutters? Bolt cutter in my car.
Listen, Philip, they're gonna just cut the locks off if you don't just take them off. Okay. So they were saying that this is all your stuff here, right? All these shelves. You have to take it out, okay?
Oh yeah. I like how the Guelph Police just
You can complain about this.
keep going. Just keep going. Just keep violating my rights. Just
You can complain
keep
about this if
agreeing
you
with
like.
international murderers.
If you don't
you
like-
know, they got international murder tourists flowing through this neighborhood. You know, you could kill anyone in your vehicle in this town, and you'll just get impaired driving. No, something less than that. Careless driving if you kill someone in this town. Good job, Guelph Police. Fuck, this place sucks.
If you'd like.
Yeah, that's the plan. This place is fucking fascist Satan town.
Okay.
I fucking hate it here.
Okay, well then you're
Thanks
more
to
than-
people like you.
Okay, well then you're more than free to leave.
Yep, that's the plan.
Okay, can you take these locks off and start taking your stuff out?
So, you really can't predict what you're going to be doing in 5 minutes down the road, because you just said I could take the lock off and then you'd leave. So you really are crazy. You just admitted it. You're like, oh, I can't predict what I'm going to do in 5 minutes, and now you're completely changing your spiel.
If anything, I was being honest.
Well, there you go. You're just admitting that the people policing this town are fucking insane, fascist pieces of shit.
I'm admitting to being honest.
No, you're admitting to be an insane fascist piece of shit who won't even look into the fact that I'm getting zapped by microwave weapons, poisoned by poison, and they can put fucking dust. They can cut this house up. They can renovate with no fucking permits. For 20 years, they can not pay taxes. They can steal electricity.
Philip, why don't
They
you-
can do what they want because they're international terrorists.
Philip, why
And they
don't you-
pay the police tons of fucking money to ignore this shit.
Why don't you yell at people while you move your stuff out? Because that's what we're going to go wait here for you to take it out.
Well, you guys will probably get a fucking $20,000 bonus if you work here all day, so I'll just take all fucking day to clean out this
I
shit.
promise you I don't. Okay?
Oh, it's $20,000 in gift cards or some shit, right?
Okay, how about we just start by taking off these locks and start taking some stuff
Because
out?
otherwise they can just cut the lock. Obviously, you don't want to cut the lock.
Okay, well let them do that. Why don't you just
It's your
agree?
lock. Why would I want?
they
That's
don't
your
wanna-
property.
they
If
don't
you
wanna
put a
touch
lock
the
on there, I'd rather you take the lock and you get to keep it. I'm trying to be reasonable with you. I don't want to see the lock get broken and then you can't
We're
use
not
it.
touching your.
So now you're fighting for the rights of a lock being broken, my personal lock.
I don't want to see your personal lock get broken.
So
But
okay.
you also legally put the locks there. We are being reasonable by telling you to take your stuff out and take the locks out. It is not a part of your agreement. So, can you just take your stuff out instead of just arguing with us all day?
Well, how about this? Why don't you just charge me with mischief and be on your way?
But that's
That's
still
not
not.
Then I can get myself a
You're here to
criminal
solve-
defense lawyer, which there are way more than
go
civil
ahead.
litigation
But
lawyers,
this
which
is
I
not
need
to
to
solve
sue the
today's
police.
problem. We're
So
here to
just
solve
give
today's
me a criminal record. Give me a criminal record, then I can hire a criminal defense lawyer, which is much easier than hiring a civil litigation lawyer, which is what I need now to deal with your situation. Because last time you refused to lay any charges when you beat the shit out of
Do you
me.
think a criminal-
You said I was detained last time. I wasn't arrested last time. So now I can't get a criminal defense lawyer.
You were
It's like some loophole you fuckers have found.
It was apprehension under the mental law.
Yep. And now a criminal defense lawyer can't help me, even though I need a lawyer.
Even if you're arrested,
Civil
your criminal
litigation
defense
lawyers
lawyer-
are retards.
Your criminal defense lawyer is going to help you with the criminal charge.
So
not
give me
gonna
a criminal
translate
charge.
to civil
Give
law.
me mischief.
We don't want to charge
What does
you.
that accomplish for you? Why do
It makes it easier for me to get a
doesn't.
lawyer so I can sue the Guelph
No,
Police.
it doesn't. That's a
Yeah, it does.
criminal lawyer. They're not going to help you with a civil lawsuit.
No, because it'll become a criminal lawsuit once you
And
give
then
me a
you're
mischief.
gonna need a new
Charge
lawyer.
me with mischief.
They're going to help you for your one-day court sentence, okay? And then you're going to be on your way.
Well,
They're not going to help you with a civil lawsuit. That's not how it works.
it's pretty much as easy just taking your stuff out. That is the easiest thing you can do. The garage.
I actually enjoy this fucking argument because it just goes to show this entire neighborhood what a bunch of crazy retards are policing this town. And the type of fucking criminal immigrants who fucking rent houses and buy. These two assholes own these two houses. This asshole owns that house and that house because they want to own this whole fucking neighborhood so they can commit any fucking crime they want. And then they can just, everyone can ignore it. They can just turn their backs on the crimes that happen in this neighborhood. And the police are totally on board with it because they're retards too.
There's a complaint thing online that you can fill out. But
Oh, I already did that. I already
Okay,
called
cool.
the
How
SIU.
about we
They
fill
don't
out
give a
this?
fuck either.
How about you fill this out? Take this stuff out.
I think your landlords have been extremely reasonable with you. They haven't upgraded your rent at all in the last
Okay.
8 years. They pay $550 in rent a month. It's extremely reasonable.
Yeah,
Way below
that's
market.
how a scam works.
Way below
That's how a
market.
scam works. Why do you think I'm paying such cheap rent? Because I was their target that they picked, and that was how they got me to sign a contract with them and give me a deal that's too good to refuse.
Where are you going?
I don't know. I've got to calm down.
Your stuff's gonna go full up. We're gonna take your stuff out of the garage and we're gonna lock it. You don't want to take it out yourself.
I don't even know what to say. I got to calm down because you're pissing me off so much.
Okay, like I said.
That would be helpful because I'm too fucking lazy. Are you going to seize my property or are you just going to put it on the...
We're just taking it out of the garage and locking it.
Okay, you can start doing that.
Oh, you think this is a game, do you?
No, I just appreciate that you're actually offering to help me. You're offering to help me move now. Thank you.
No, we're not. We're trying to solve this situation that you're not helping with at all. And if you would like your locks not clicked, come unlock them.
I need to calm down. You're pissing me off so much.
gonna start removing it?
I think it's smoke. And I have an injured knee. I don't even know if I can move this stuff.
Well,
I can
there's a
look for
couple.
you.
There's a couple pieces of furniture here. We're more than willing to help. We just need you to take the stuff out, man. We're trying to be reasonable. This isn't even part of your unit. We're not touching your unit.
Well, that's something that's changed very quickly today. If it wasn't a part of my unit, they would have locked me out of here 8 years ago.
Well, they've been more than friendly with you. They're just being friendly, allowing you to use it.
But you can't turn the power off. Right?
Because I'm being zapped by microwave weapons and being illegally surveilled.
So there's cameras in your unit?
There's a good chance of it.
Okay, so it's a baseless claim then. Okay.
No, well, there's a coaxial cable. I have a picture of the coaxial cable running through the vents, and the vents all cut up. And tell me about this. I want you to get this on your body cam.
Everything's on the body cam.
No, please. I want you to get a certain angle. Can you just show me this? See, look right here. Stand where I'm standing. Look right in the corner. Oh, you got to stand so you can get it on body cam. See how there's wires sticking out of the wall?
Yeah.
That's a huge wire. That's a 4-gauge wire. That's illegal wiring because that's the kind of crackhead renovations they do in here without permits.
It's the same wire that's here.
Huh?
It's all part of the house.
Okay.
No, there's a 4-gauge wire sticking out of the wall that's on your body cam now.
Philip,
And
can I ask you
that's
something?
10 feet away from the electrical panel, which
Philip,
they installed
can
2
I
months
ask you
ago.
something?
So there's wire violations that you can see on your camera.
Okay.
And you're telling me that I need to turn the power on. So it means that you two don't fucking understand the basic
Philip,
principles
did
of
you
how
turn the
this shit
water off?
works. Yes, I did.
Okay, that's not you're not allowed to do
Okay.
that.
Well, these people like
Did you turn the furnace off as well?
Yes.
Okay, so here's the problem with that. The furnace needs to heat up the entire house. It also heats up pipes. So what happens when those pipes freeze this winter because you've turned the furnace off?
Well, that's why I turned the water off. Because the furnace is in an inoperable condition, because it's going to make me sick, give me cancer, cause me a
But
disease.
that's just an accusation.
No.
Where-
I have plenty of evidence, and
Okay.
you won't look at it.
The board is, but you can't just turn off that. Okay?
And then when the board decides, they will give you an order, and then you can come here and say, you can force me to do what you want at that point, when you have an order from the landlord tenant board.
And the board
once they make
is
a decision.
also going to sue you for thousands and thousands when the damage is done.
That's just an empty
you could
threat.
just-
That's just one of your stupid predictions.
It's not
like
a
you
threat.
can't predict what happens 5 minutes in the
Philip.
future.
You have to turn the water and the heat back on.
I'm not turning the heat back on because it's going to give me cancer.
But how are you keeping warm in the winter then?
Electric heater.
Okay. So,
But that heats the whole house, so you don't have the right to do that.
Okay, well, they've already admitted that they can't. Okay, this is a legal situation which is complicated, and you two do not
can't
have
rent
the
out
understanding.
The top unit 'cause you
What?
they can't rent the top unit out because you turned the furnace off and the AC off.
No, it's because.
Yes, that's it.
No.
That's it.
No, it's because they haven't maintained it for 20 years, and it has about 30 different.
How do people live without AC and furnace these days? The winter is -20 sometimes. You need a furnace.
Exactly, and they can install one if they want to.
No, that's where it comes from. It's the basement. That's not how it works.
No, that's how it works. Do you not think it's a big deal that I live in a snow globe? That the air smells like chemicals? That it's making me sick? That it has made me sick? You don't care about that? You won't even listen to what I was saying. Do you not care about that? You don't care about me getting a disease from living in this poorly maintained apartment, which is their obligation to maintain my safe living environment?
In the past year,
No.
you've been living here for 8 years.
It's been an increasing
It is
situation.
your right to leave.
You didn't
All I
answer my
hear-
question.
All I hear is you complaining about this.
About getting cancer. I'm complaining that this place is going to give me cancer, and you don't care?
Okay.
You're more concerned about
what's
them having power to their
You're
security
currently
system.
smoking a cigarette right now.
Yeah.
That has a better chance of giving you cancer than the
No. That's actually part of how this criminal organization works. See,
They're forcing you to smoke a cigarette right now.
part of the reason they targeted me is because they were planning on giving me cancer for a long time, and a person who smokes is a great target because, well, they already have an excuse. They didn't give me cancer, my cigarettes did. You know, that's how criminal organizations work. They pick their targets very carefully. And smoking is one of the factors that got me targeted. You know, these people, because they modified that door to break and enter into my apartment in 20 seconds, they've illegally accessed, broken and entered into my apartment hundreds of times, right? And for a long time, these assholes were poisoning my cigarettes. You know, I was like, they basically turned me into a crackhead, and I found out my cigarettes had shit in them.
Can you start taking your stuff out?
No, I'd like you to act responsible and do your jobs, defends my right as a Canadian citizen, and ignore these illegal terrorists.
How do you have
and
water?
What?
How do you have water?
Because I have water and they don't. You know, because when the heat is going to be off in the house for the winter, you have to drain the pipes so they don't explode.
So how do you
because
have
that's
water?
another one of these
So
terrorist
how do you have
landlord
water, Philip?
strategies is if they want
Philip,
to
how do you have water?
erase evidence, they just cause a flood in the winter by flooding pipes or by plugging a drain, right? They cause a flood intentionally, and then they do a renovation to clear out evidence or don't do more illegal renovations, which is what they did to the house next door last year.
Okay, because you're making a lot of baseless claims. We just want you to get your stuff out, okay?
Well, they're making baseless claims too, man. All they make is baseless claims.
They've been extremely helpful towards you. They offer you bare minimum in rent. Even though the names you've called them, very heinous names, they've still been extremely respectful to you. Okay? The only one being disrespectful here has been you all day.
And
okay? You're taking advantage of them.
You've turned off everything to the other side of the house. You just said you have water, but the rest of the house doesn't. How is that fair for them to rent out?
Because my water's been contaminated for a long time. Okay, how about this? Okay, how about this? No. I will go boil a pot of water right now, and you get your body cam out, and I'll show you the shit that floats to the surface when I boil the water in this house. But police probably don't want that evidence on their body cam, because then they'd have to admit that all the water flowing through this neighborhood is fucking shit.
Probably doesn't help when you have the water turned off constantly and the heater turned off.
Okay, well, are you concerned about what's in the water pipes in this house?
I'm concerned about you tampering with things you're not supposed to be tampering with, okay?
But you're not concerned about what flows out of the water pipes?
My primary concern is you getting the stuff out of here.
Okay, Guelph Police should be concerned if there's contamination in the water. And when I boil the water in this house, white shit floats to the surface. You should be concerned about that.
Okay.
Do you want me to show you? Do you want me to go boil a pot of water right now?
We want you to take your stuff out.
I'd like to show you that there's contamination in the water by boiling a pot of water.
Take the stuff out of the garage.
Okay, well, while I do that, I'm going to go fill up a pot of water.
No,
I'm going to boil it right here in the garage.
No,
we're
done with you going back and forth. We would like you to take the stuff out of the garage.
I thought you were going to do that.
It's not our job to do it.
You just offered to help me move all this shit.
Yeah, but you're not doing anything. So why would we want to help? You aren't moving to start taking out anything.
I don't know. I think that what you're trying to do is just deny everything that I say until I become so pissed off that you have a reason to charge me with an offense that will get me arrested and drag me down to the station.
We already have the grounds to arrest you if we wanted to right now.
What grounds?
Mischief. We've told you 100 times.
I told you to, and okay.
So don't sit here and say we're sitting here waiting for you to incriminate yourself. You've already done it, okay? We're trying to be nice. Get that? Everybody here's trying to be nice to you.
Okay, well, just write your mischief ticket and be on your way, please.
No, we're going to be on our way when you move your stuff out of here, and then we're going to close the garage, and then it's all going to be okay.
Like, you're the only one making this complex. Like, you're the issue here. Just take your stuff out. It's that easy.
But you're not concerned about the contamination in the water. Police should be concerned that the water in this neighborhood has shit that floats to the surface when you boil it. And I'm willing to show you that right fucking now.
Okay, what do you want to do about that?
I don't know. Consult the proper authorities. Do your job. Learn what the problem is. Learn what the solution is. And then enforce the solution.
I'm looking at the problem. I've seen the problem.
Okay, yeah.
I'm looking at it right now.
That's going to be a real good joke to show your buddies. And then they'll be like, oh, he's the problem. But clearly you're the fucking retards.
the self-awareness right now is crazy. You're like, how are you not seeing that you are the problem in this situation right now? We've asked you many times to remove your belongings, and you haven't done it.
We understand people have complaints with tenants, okay? We understand there's complaints. But every time we say something to you, you have a new complaint. Do you
Because
not see,
there
no,
are...
I'm talking. You don't have within reason that there's a zillion complaints? You have complaint after complaint. There's people that have complaints, but you just have a complaint for literally everything we say. So we're just asking you to take the stuff out of the garage. That is what we're focused on right now, okay? Can you please just take the stuff out of the garage?
We're trying to be reasonable. We've all been personable and friendly with you. We've asked you many times.
You know what? Anybody with half a brain would listen to this whole conversation and say, wow, the Guelph Police are like grade 5 level retards who don't understand anything and only pick and choose the laws they enforce and are not concerned about a tenant being murdered, but are concerned about a tenant having a security system that they can surveil people with.
We're not picking and choosing what laws we're enforcing. We're enforcing the law.
I'm not approaching on you. Let me just, I want to go to the front door.
For what?
Because I want to smell it. It smells like chemicals up there, man. It smells like chemicals that are used for cooking meth or crack or something. Maybe not so much anymore, but I guess it took a few months to wash away. Good thing you just ignored this issue for the last 5 months since you beat the shit out of me and arrested me. Oh wait, you apprehended me, sorry. Not arrested.
Under the Mental Health Act. Today we've explained to you we're reporting under the Landlord-Tenant Act.
Okay, well, do you not find it revealing that the Guelph Police gave me a mental health form too and caused this huge fucking situation, beat the shit out of me, and then the doctor determined in a 2-minute conversation that I am perfectly capable of taking care of myself and I'm not a threat to anybody. I'm just angry as fuck that I live in a fucking basement torture chamber that these retards
you
built.
have the right to leave. You just
I also have the right to sue them and sue you. And
That
you're
is your
making
right. No one's saying you don't have the right to do that. You have
okay,
the right to do that.
but you
But today-
people,
today we're enforcing the
you
law.
fascist police and you terrorists make it very hard for a person like me to hire a lawyer when you hack every account that I have and delete my fucking emails.
I think you just want an audience to listen to you.
Oh yeah, I do want an audience because I'm being fucking beaten the fuck out of by the government. That's why they don't charge me with mischief, because they don't want to make it official. Because this is an unofficial regime, authoritarian government bullshit, subvert bullshit that's happening here. That's why they don't charge me with anything.
Can you start moving your stuff? Please. Please start moving your stuff.
Okay, well, why don't we de-escalate the situation so that I'm able to even, like...
I'm asking you just to move your stuff.
Okay, well...
I've already told you we're not hurting you. We're being level with you. They're being level with you. They have been just...
No, you're basically kicking me out of my apartment. No, that's exactly what you're doing. No, that's exactly what you're doing.
What does this garage do for you?
It does a lot. It maintains my safe living environment by me maintaining access to by me maintaining access to the electrical panel, which is a right of mine, because if there's I just showed you have on your body cam, there's wiring violations right 10 feet away from the electrical panel, and you're telling me to turn on the electrical panel. No, that is something that a concerned police officer should be investigating and concerned about, and giving them shit for building a fucking house with no permits and having violations which are clearly visible to you. Just go look up the wiring code. Go look up Guelph bylaws online. You'll see. Huh?
Are we electricians?
No, but apparently you're judge and jury.
No, we're not. We're following the law.
We told you why our authority is here. We told you why we're here. We are not electricians. You can't just look at that and be like, yep, here we go. Do you not understand that we are asking you just to
Okay, well there is wires sticking out of the drywall because they were too lazy to put it through the studs in the
Make the
corner,
complaint to the
right?
board.
No.
Explain
So that is a clear violation. You don't have to understand anything about electrical. You just have to look up the bylaws and say, well, yeah, all the wires need to be hidden in the framing and behind
Please move
drywall, right? So clearly that's a violation.
We're done discussing that, okay?
What?
We're done discussing that.
We're here
Okay?
to-
We're past
Oh,
that.
every time I make a point that proves
No, you're
that
not
I'm correct,
proving
you say,
anything.
You're not
oh,
proving anything.
case over. No,
How about you just
I'm
start
proving that the
proving
police are insane. Fuck. This is the Matrix because these are fucking, I don't know, like pre-programmed bots or something that are fucking, what's wrong with you? Use logic. There's a wiring violation and you're making me turn on the power.
Just want you to
There's a
understand
wiring
here.
violation and you're making me turn on the power.
Stuff out of a place you don't own, okay? You do not own the garage. You don't have legal access to the garage, and we're being nice by allowing you to get your stuff out of the garage, okay?
Well, why don't you call an electrician? See, get their
Now you're
opinion.
changing the subject again.
No.
Let's stay focused, okay?
No.
Let's keep
Why
the
don't you
attention
stay
span on this.
focused?
You
Why
can't change-
stay focused on the bigger
This is why
picture?
we're here.
The-
We're
the
here
object.
for the garage, okay? You did not call the police, okay? Did you call the police to have your water checked? No. We're here.
I called the
because it's
city to have my
them.
water checked, and they didn't do jack shit.
Okay.
I called them
City,
3 times.
We are the police. You called the police because they have a legal issue. We are here to enforce that legal issue.
I thought they had to
abide
call.
by that.
I thought they had to call the LTB if they have a legal issue. They call you if you have a criminal issue.
I've explained this to you numerous times. You just don't want to listen. So please remove your belongings, take off your locks, and we'll be on our way. We will leave you alone. Just take the stuff out of the garage. And then you can do whatever you want to do.
It'll take me all day to do that. It'll take me all day.
Look, there's like 5 things.
It'll
in
take
there.
me all day to do that.
There's literally 5 things.
I move like 1 thing an hour. Okay, well, tell you what.
Super uncooperative.
Here's a fun fact. Why don't I show you the video on my phone that shows that this watt meter is stealing power?
Once
It's
again,
hacked.
you're changing the subject.
No, I'm
That's what you
changing.
want.
You're going
I'm
back
telling.
to electricity.
No. I am changing the subject.
I know.
But what I'm
we're not
doing.
We're not
discussing
here
that.
to talk about
We're not
that.
discussing that.
We're done discussing it.
Stuff out. That's it.
That's what we were here to discuss, okay?
We're literally just doing what the agreement says. You can't have stuff in here.
We're enforcing the law-abiding agreement that you signed.
You're enforcing an authoritarian regime. You're fascist.
Okay, cool. You can call us whatever you want. But at the end of the day, we just need you to remove the stuff.
And it's going to take me a long fucking time
We've
to do
offered
that.
to help you. Every one
Okay,
of us.
well, just do it. Just
No,
do it.
we're not going to do it. Is it hard for you to move stuff because you don't?
Yeah, I have a knee injury.
Okay, so we'll help you, but start somewhere. What did that accomplish?
I'm starting. I just started.
So continue.
That's all I can do.
We can move it. It's just he thinks this is a game for him.
No, you think it's a game
This
because
is a
you're
game
picking and choosing the laws.
No, we're not.
We've stayed very consistent with the law we're enforcing.
We just need you to move stuff.
So, when police drop by, they only drop by for one violation and they're completely blind to any other violations that are
I've
happening.
explained
No, it's
to
not
you
true.
that the
So then,
the
please
complaints you
talk to
have
my complaints.
are for the board. This is the agreement we are enforcing.
Once
and
again, we're focusing on one issue at a time. I already told you, once you get your stuff out of here, we will check the rest of the unit to see if there's any microwave weapons or anything that's any illegal activity that you've claimed. And they've been more than reasonable to allow us to do that because they have nothing to hide.
Well,
They've been more than
it would have been
reasonable
nice if you had done that 4 months ago instead of
think
showing
the
up
same-
and
I
beating the
think
shit
the
out of me.
there.
I think,
We
yeah.
weren't there. We
And to
weren't
be honest, if I
investigating
were to guess, it would have been the same result.
Beating the shit out of me?
No, they would have allowed us to go into the unit and check to see these claims you've made, and they would have been proven false.
Well, You sure like making assumptions today.
Philip, can you show me what stuff is yours? Let's start. Come on.
Let's all just not talk for 5 minutes and then I'll move some shit out. And you guys can leave.
You can leave earlier than I just started. You have like 10 things in here. Do you know how fast this could be out if you just start instead of needing your 5 minutes?
I gotta calm down.
Start now, Philip?
Yeah. It's basically giving me no choice.
Just
You can't understand why I'm upset though, right? You're not, these claims I'm making are not baseless. I just told you I have 200 pieces of evidence uploaded to the LTB.
okay, but we've already explained to you why we're here. We're not here for that. We are not here to do complaints for the board. We're here.
This is a complaint for the board.
Okay, that's for the board then.
Okay, well then why are you getting involved?
Because we told you. We are
'Cause you're picking and
enforcing
choosing.
the law-abiding agreement. We're not
You don't have access to the garage.
They have the responsibility of maintaining a safe living environment for me.
Once again, we're changing
They-
subjects though. You
No,
don't have access
no,
to the
it's on the
garage.
exact
Well,
same
we're
piece of
going in-
paper
we're
that you're
going in
arguing
circles.
about,
We're not
enforcing.
discussing
You're saying you're
complaints.
enforcing that piece of paper.
Yes.
Enforce the part that defends my rights. Because I'm a Canadian citizen and these are immigrant terrorists. Okay? Do you understand that? You shouldn't be.
See, that's rude. You see what
I
I'm
don't
saying?
care. What- why-
Disrespectful. Why do you need to be disrespectful to people?
You
You're
have
being
a-
disrespectful to
you're
us.
making
You're being
all kinds
disrespectful
of
to them.
complaints.
They've been more than accommodating to you.
It's called defending my rights.
But
Okay, you
haven't
could
explained
do
the
that
rights.
respectfully. Can you not? You can have respectful conversations.
Well, there is no other word for it other than terrorism, fascism, authoritarianism. You know, those are the words that describe it best. It doesn't matter whether you think they are polite or impolite. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
That's my
Are you
opinion.
going to start moving your stuff?
Yes, I told you I'm going to start moving in 5 minutes.
It's good.
Why do you constantly want to argue with me? Like, do you enjoy arguing with people?
No.
So we genuinely don't care to be here arguing.
Okay.
We would like you to just move your stuff. That's pretty much as simple as it could be. You're the one that's making this longer than it needs to be.
Well, what are you guys going to do for me when I call back tonight saying that it is unbearable in my apartment because I'm being roasted by microwaves, that these people are using the power in the house that I switched off
There's
to
still
roast
no
me?
evidence of that.
Well, no, you can go to Amazon. If you order right now, you might be able to get delivery between 7 and 11 p.m. tonight, and then you can show up at midnight with your new EMF meter, and
Why
test
don't you
out.
do that, then?
Huh?
Why don't you do that?
I've done that.
So where's the radiation detector right now?
In my apartment.
So why would we need to go buy one if you have one?
Because mine has malfunctioned and I need to repair it.
Okay. So,
But I have other ones. I have different ones. I have evidence on the LTB. Do you want to see that?
We're not discussing anything.
Well, you just expressed interest in the EMF meter, and I'm telling you, I have video
You
evidence.
just started another conversation for no reason.
No, he expressed
We just
interest in the
want you to move
EMF
your
meter.
stuff.
And I said I have video of the EMF meter being tested out in my apartment showing that there's EMF flowing out of
It
the
just seems
heating
like
vents.
There's a lot of claims being made.
And I can prove to you that they're
I
true.
don't think you can.
Okay, well, let me show you the evidence on the LTB and you can be the judge and jury for that too. You want to be the judge and jury for this situation, which is a landlord-tenant.
I'm not going to speak
And
outside.
you also want to
I'm not
defend
gonna
their piece of paper,
I'm not gonna
which has
speak.
the exact same
I'm not going to speak outside of
shit
my
that I'm
expertise.
asking you to defend me for. It's the same piece of paper. It's the same piece of
We're
paper.
not going to discuss things that are outside of our expertise, okay? We enforce the law.
It seems that they're the only expertise you have. Did you guys used to work for a moving company? Because that's the only expertise you seem to have. Let me ask you this. Did you two go to University of Guelph? Did you?
No.
Did you? What university did you guys go to?
We're not discussing this.
Well, no, because it's part of the whole fraternity, sorority, Mason,
Cool.
takeover of Canada through terrorist immigrants being defended by fascist police. You know, that's what's happening here.
Do you hear yourself?
Yeah, it's a pretty big problem.
That's another basic
Oh, it's a big
thing.
fucking problem.
See, that's the issue. Like, it's hard.
At the end of the day, we just want you to move your stuff, and you're making this way worse than it needs to be. This
Well,
garage literally has
Okay,
nothing
no.
to do with your unit.
I was about to start moving this stuff out. Then you expressed the
didn't
interest in the
think you
EMF meter,
No,
and you started a new conversation.
No,
Then when I
you
said I can show you evidence,
Dave,
you'll say this
if
conversation's
you
over.
would-
We don't want to see evidence
if
that
you-
you have proof
listen,
of
if
what you're
you-
saying is true.
Philip, if you would like,
You already have proof that there's wiring violations, but you want me to
No,
turn
I
on the
don't.
electrical
You would
panel.
like us to
No,
stop
you have it on your camera. I got you.
You showing me a wire does not.
A wire.
It's illegal.
A wire protruding, a 4-gauge wire protruding from the
Philip, we're not
drywall
gonna talk to
and
you.
going outside of the framing of the house is a clear violation of the electrical code. So
Philip.
you can educate yourself on the electrical code and see that that's a clear violation.
I'm not an
and that,
electrician.
you can learn pretty quickly.
Philip, we're
and
done-
then you can
we're done
determine
discussing this.
that because there's an
Philip,
electrical
stop. We're
violation,
done talking.
it's fucking stupid to make me turn the electrical panel on.
no, it's not. Everyone has an electric panel in their house.
Does everyone have wires sticking out of the side of their fucking house?
Probably.
No, they don't, because it's.
Can you start looking at stuff?
I gotta make sure none of these fascists are breaking into my fucking apartment when I turn my back.
Well, can you please start moving your stuff out? It's not a big ask we're asking. We're just telling you to move your stuff.
That's a pretty huge ask, if in my opinion.
We're not touching the unit. We're asking you to take stuff out of part of the house that's not yours.
Well, what are you gonna force me to do next? Because,
That's it. We're gonna leave you alone after you move the stuff out.
but you just expressed all sorts of concern about the heat not being on and the water not being on. But the problem is, the heater is poisoning me, so it cannot be on. And the water pipes will freeze if the heater's not on, so the water has to be shut off, right? So that's the situation I'm in. If you ask a contractor, they will confirm what I'm telling you.
So
You don't tell me that you're uneducated
so
in
you
these
don't have running
factors.
water.
I do.
How?
Because he manipulated it to his own unit.
Pretty much, yeah. That's what I've been forced to do.
Yeah, because you believe
So the water still works for your unit, but the heater's off.
I have one outlet in my
So the heater's off though.
yes,
So how are the pipes staying warm then?
because I have an electric heater, and I'm considering installing a gas heater
So
too.
how did you manipulate the pipe set?
because I had to evade the crackhead plumbing that's been installed with no permits. Huh?
Are you a plumber?
No.
So how'd you do it?
By just putting a fucking valve on the pipe. God damn
Is
it.
that the code?
Yeah, actually it is.
Okay.
But you can't just turn off to the other part of the house, man.
But the pipes will freeze this winter.
If you don't turn the furnace on, because you've chosen to turn it off. We're not talking about this. Just start moving your stuff.
We're not forcing you to do anything after that.
No, you are
We're literally-
violating my rights and
Okay,
forcing me
cool.
into a situation
Complain about it too.
where I'm
Complain
you're
online.
forcing me into homelessness because that's what police do these days. If you are
Really?
if they don't like you, they ignore all your fucking complaints
I have nothing against you.
and they make you homeless. This is how they make you homeless. And then once I'm homeless, they're going to torture me with electronic weapons on the street and all sorts of other bullshit the way they torture homeless people in this town.
This is
Fucking
If we don't just
moving them from one place to another, say, oh, you can't live here now. Oh, you can't live here now. Oh, you can't live here
A
now.
place that's not belonging to you.
No, I'm predicting the future because I'm smart enough to tell what's going to happen in 5 minutes.
Okay.
We're asking you to move your stuff, and we'll be on our way. Like, it's not difficult. Move your stuff.
Okay. Let's end this conversation.
That's what
Give me a bit of space, and I'll put all this shit on the driveway. Fuck. People are insane. Probably poison my fucking coffee if I leave it here. God damn it.
thing is also in video recording.
Yeah, I know. You guys are insane. Fuck. Don't cut out that part of the video that shows the wiring violation. That might be bad for the police to have evidence like that they're fucking retards. Can you two please repeat your names and badge numbers?
So it's right here, my name.
M. Lackenbauer, and K. Danieluk.
Yep. 1176.
1176?
1173.
1173. Okay. Yep. We're in Spain. This is how the new authoritarian Ontario government makes you homeless. I'm going to be living in my car now thanks to the Guelph Police. Yeah, and it's going to be unlivable because it's going to be full of microwaves and poison air, fucking dust that these communist fucking terrorists put in my apartment. You people are fucking insane. Fuck. Did you get a nice shot of this area on your body cams? Where I found a mouse that was smashed by a hammer because these people are like into witchcraft and all sorts of fucked up bullshit. You know, I found the surgically removed uterus of a cat in my backyard a couple years ago.
Continue moving your stuff.
See, that's a sign of witchcraft, right?
Okay.
And it's not a coincidence that there's a veterinary clinic right behind my house, you know?
Yeah. Okay.
These people are fucking insane that live in this neighborhood.
Once again, I'm not a witch expert. I can't tell you what's witchcraft and what's not. All I can say is we're here for you to remove your belongings out of the garage. I appreciate that you're doing that finally. Just, can you please keep going?
Who's your partner calling on the phone?
I don't know. I don't know.
Why don't you use your scanner to call the police headquarters with over the frequencies?
Over the radio?
Is she making a private call?
No, it's all recorded. Can we please keep continuing the moving process here?
Is there anything that can be done with that, or is that all?
Please.
I just want to hear what she has to say. I'd like to know what the police are talking about when they're talking about me.
Well, she's talking to a sergeant, I believe.
This is the same sergeant that beat the shit out of me 4 months ago.
What sergeant was that?
I can't remember the name off the top of his head.
Can we please keep moving?
That looks like the guy that lived there a year ago. What's his name? Frat boy, loser, I can't remember his fucking name.
Can we please keep moving the stuff?
You already got dust and shit all over my pants from being in this shitty garage for 2 seconds. Whoever you're talking to on the phone, the agreement also gives them the responsibility of maintaining a safe work or safe living environment for me,
okay?
Which is clearly not happening.
On the phone. Okay.
So please enforce that entire agreement, not just picking and choosing which clauses.
Please.
No, here's a suggestion. Why don't you,
What happened?
Huh?
Why'd you stop moving your stuff?
Because I'm very distracted by this whole situation, why don't you just say, give me 3-4 hours to, and then you can come back in 3 or 4 hours.
5 minutes to move.
No, I need a plan to where to put all this stuff.
We're here to just,
You just want me to throw my stuff in the driveway like a homeless person. I can't wait to be homeless. It's going to be so much fun that I don't have to live in this authoritarian fascist town.
Philip, can you just continue moving your stuff?
Just give me a few hours.
What we need you to do is get it on the driveway, and then you can have a few hours to move it to your unit, or figure out whatever you want to do with it.
Yeah, you just put it on the driveway and figure out from there.
You know what? This is causing my legal situation to be more complicated, right?
It's not.
No, it is, because what's going to happen is my unit is now going to become unlivable, right?
Wow.
Because they're torching me with electronic weapons, poison gas, dust that they intentionally put in the HVAC system. And I have tons of evidence on the LTB already, which I can show you.
We've already told you that's why we're here.
No, because you're here to enforce the agreement between us.
Yes,
and on that agreement, it says they have the responsibility of maintaining a safe living environment. That is clearly not happening, so that is what needs to be dealt with first. You need to make sure that I have a safe living environment, and then we can deal with the locking situation and shit like that, all right?
You made it difficult. made it difficult for them to do that anyway. You shut the power off, which shut the power off to the smoke detectors in the house, CO2 detectors in the house. You think that's safe?
No, I'm actually more concerned about the poison gas and the EMF radiation. That's been happening. That is a previous issue for the last 4 or 5 months.
Again, we're not discussing this. Can you please continue moving?
But I don't understand why. It's on the same piece of paper that you say you're defending them from.
We've explained this.
You're picking and choosing which
We're
clauses.
not.
No, you are.
You're saying no, we're not.
So why don't I have the right to have a safe living
I asked
environment?
for your
Why do I not have the right to have the safe living environment? Why?
You do, but I'm.
So then enforce it
How would you like that enforced?
by allowing me to maintain my rights and maintain the situation that I'm in and quit violating my fucking rights.
These electromagnetic weapons that are in the house.
What?
What do you also do about these electro weapons that are in the house?
Well, what you can do is put a frequency scanner in every single cop car
Okay.
and make
what's
sure
that
that.
gonna do?
Huh?
What's that going to do?
It's going to tell you who the criminals are who are using microwave weapons so you can charge them with the weapons offense. That's what it's going to do. You don't think that's a good investment for the police force?
No.
Getting rid of a
think
terrorist
any
organization
taxpayer
that
would
uses
approve that.
microwave
I don't think any
weapons
taxpayer
in their
would approve
vehicles and in the houses that they own and rent to unsuspecting victims? You don't think that's a problem?
If you're a suspecting victim, you can move out.
If I'm an unsuspecting victim, you have the right, you have the fucking,
No, I know. We're just talking.
because you're violating my rights and fucking me up.
We're not violating your rights.
If you think we're violating your rights, then you can complain about us. But right now, we just need you to move your stuff. That's it. We've already told you.
Well, no.
We'll
See
leave you alone.
what your plan is to make me homeless and
No.
completely fucking useless
We don't want
before I have the chance to sue the Guelph
We
Police.
don't want you homeless.
No, you do.
We don't.
You're making me homeless right now.
How?
I just explained it 10 fucking times.
By moving your stuff out of here, that's making you homeless.
No, by causing me to have an unsafe living environment and by interfering
causing
with
you to have
my
an unsafe
legal
living environment.
with my legal case that I already have ongoing with them. You are interfering with that.
No, we're not.
You are. You are.
We're here to enforce that.
Okay, I'm already being accused and they are already telling me that I owe them for the last 4 months of rent for the upstairs of the apartment, right? So basically, legally, I'm paying for this upstairs of the apartment. In the future, right? Once they win their case, saying that I'm the problem, right?
You're the
Okay?
person that everything came off.
Yeah, because they fucking destroyed this house. So I had to turn everything off. Do you not understand that? You're going back to your we don't understand anything. There's a 4-gauge wire sticking out of the wall, but we're not concerned about it.
Can you please start moving your stuff?
No, okay.
What does this do to you? What does moving a cabinet do to you?
You don't need to understand that. You clearly are incapable of understanding the bigger picture here. So I'm not going to explain stupid things like that. What I want you to focus on, is the wiring violation. I want you to educate yourself on wiring bylaws and try to explain to me what logic it makes to turn an electrical panel off that is 10 feet from a 4-gauge wire sticking out of the drywall, which is clearly visually an electrical problem that you can confirm right fucking now. Right fucking now.
You said it's an electrical bylaw.
Yep.
So have you called bylaw?
Yep.
Okay, what they say?
Well, they basically do the same thing you do. The Guelph building inspectors come here,
So basically,
and
what you're telling me is everyone doesn't do their job.
yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
No, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, this is
Philip, we're done talking to you. Start moving your stuff.
this is a Guelph building inspector problem. So you get them here and tell them about this problem.
Why you think you have any demands? We are literally just asking you to move some stuff on a law.
I'm asking you to do your job. I am a taxpayer. I am your boss. You work for me. You work for the citizens of this country. You need to educate yourself when you don't understand a situation. So educate yourself on wiring bylaws. Call a wiring expert and get them to explain to me what logic it makes to turn an electrical panel on that is clearly...
If bylaw handled it, they clearly didn't deem it unsafe. Okay?
No, they didn't look at this part. They ignored it. They ignore things like the way you ignore things. That's your strategy.
You just don't like what we have to say.
That you're ignoring a wiring violation and telling me that it's no, you're deciding. You are.
Not. This is like when we go to a house and there's a dispute, and then there's criminal charges involved. We investigate and see it. Okay, this is a landlord-tenant issue, and you're not following the agreement you signed to. That's it. We're asking you to move your stuff.
Well, I think it violates my rights to move my stuff, so I don't want to.
But it doesn't.
No, it does.
It doesn't.
You are.
You don't have a color of right in this garage.
What does color of right mean?
You don't have the right to the garage.
So what does color of right mean?
What I just said.
So color of means nothing, and right is the only one.
It's a legal term. It's a legal term.
It's a legal term.
So it's just some fancy bullshit to confuse me.
I'm not trying to confuse you. It
It's
just
in
means
criminal stuff. It's in law cases. It's a legal term.
Okay, well,
He's not trying to confuse you.
Okay.
He's just saying the legal term.
I just asked you to describe it. That's all I asked. You're making it complicated.
You're asking
It just
everything.
means you don't have
You're the one
any
making
legal
it
obligations in this garage.
That's
No legal right to this garage. Okay.
not true.
Your stuff is in this garage.
Okay.
Unlawfully is what I'm trying to tell you.
Well, okay, I will go look up
Okay.
many previous emails between us that discuss my rights to this garage. Okay.
No, there is none.
It's not
No.
in the agreement.
We have
Yes,
we have 8 years.
Listen, they agreed to you to keep your stuff there, and now you've caused problems and mischief, so they would like you to take it out. It's not written in the agreement, and they've given you notice to take it out.
Where are my keys? Where are my fucking keys? Lock.
Are you gonna take those locks off as
No.
well? No? Okay. Are you gonna move your stuff?
No.
Okay. Do you not understand that all of this that you've done is illegal?
I'm doing what I have to defend my rights
But
as a
your
tenant
rights
in
aren't
this
being
house.
infringed.
Huh?
Your rights are not being infringed.
Oh, they are.
But just because you believe that right now in the moment, you can't just break the law.
No, it's you that's believing that right now in the moment, and not listening to anything I say.
We have.
No,
listened
you
to
haven't.
for a long
Why?
time.
Why do you think it doesn't make sense to call an electrician or get an EMF meter or educate yourself on wiring violations?
Because you just made a zillion different complaints on everything we've said.
Well, how long would it
Every time I
take
ask
you
you a
to look up
question.
the wiring bylaws? About 2 seconds?
It would take me 2 seconds to figure out every wiring bylaw.
No, the one where wires have to be hidden behind.
I passed that he has a permit to do the wiring.
No, I believe that. I don't see anything wrong with the wiring.
Yeah, he called his cult member wiring expert at CK Electrical to come over here
Just
and.
because you disagree with something does not mean everything has to be a big conspiracy that's out to get you.
Like, you're literally very kind to me. Just move your stuff.
It'll be done by the end of the day. That's all I can promise you.
Hello, Moto.
Want to see the water boiling test, man? Let's do a water boiling test.
What's a water boiling test?
When I boil Guelph City water, white stuff floats to the surface. I'm gonna go grab the water. I'll be right back.
Are you lawnmower?
No.
Same type of water. Okay. I get why you don't.
No,
need,
no,
don't
you
need-
should be concerned that
I'm not-
there's water.
They're doing their thing just down there. They're doing their thing. Let me go talk to you down there.
Let's
It's not your
talk
car.
right here.
It's not your car. Off the car.
Okay, let's talk right here, man. What do you want?
Well, I think people have told you already what they want.
Well, I'd like you to be concerned. See that?
Yeah.
That's what happens when I boil multiple.
Call the city. What about
I
the
did.
water? And what'd they say?
They haven't really responded
Okay. That's the
because
city's
part of the.
problem.
What?
That's the city's issue. Okay.
Well, you should be concerned, right?
Yeah.
Doesn't that, like, look at all those deposits.
Yeah.
That's insane. I boil the water that I drink, and then I filter it 2 times after it cools down, right? And then when I boil it again, like this is my coffee pot, there's no deposits, right? So what is my Brita filter filtering out after I boil this?
Philip, do you mind taking off the locks? You don't want to have to damage your locks.
Well, I'd like the Guelph Police to take some concern about the water that's flowing into this apartment.
We
And-
told you that's not what we're here for.
But you would be a better intermediary to work with the city of Guelph to make sure that people in this neighborhood and myself have a clean
True.
water supply that doesn't have this shit in it.
So what
what
way?
is this? Do you know?
I don't know. I'm not a water
Calcium
guy.
deposit? I don't know. It looks like an old pot.
So that's first thing first.
Well, that deposit wasn't there.
I know you. I know you don't want us to be here. We don't want to be here.
Let me
We'd
just
like
boil the water. So you
No,
can
just hang tight. My colleague actually pick up the locks on the garage so he can take them off and we're going to have to cut them off. That's all.
It would
That'd
be
be
simpler
great.
to just keep your locks.
Okay, so you are S.
Right there.
Pfizer?
Yep.
Pfizer?
That works.
What's your badge number?
166.
166.
Can you take the locks off the garage that you don't have access to?
Why do you need a personal recording of this as well as a body cam recording?
Personal recording.
Well, you got your camera freaking out there.
Not on.
Okay.
Trust me. I don't need to put extra stuff on my phone. Can you take the locks off the...
We don't want them
The garage?
in. We want you to keep your locks in holes.
Yeah, I can take them off.
Thank you.
Take them off for us.
Okay, can you give me some space? I don't like approaching on police when they stand like,
No, it's all good.
because I'm afraid you're gonna like
No.
say, oh, he's got a weapon. We're gonna pull our gun out and shoot him in the face.
Is there anything else to do, Philip? Before they group it up?
Those boxes on top there.
So you can just stop by Philip.
Yeah, I'll grab those boxes. Sure. I need that chair to stand on. Thank you. Do you want to stick around for a water boiling test? Because you should be concerned about what's
The
coming
city
out of
can
the
respond to you on that.
This is an empty box. And that's it. Okay, thank you, Guelph Police, for making me homeless.
You gotta take the locks off, please.
Anything else?
You're not
That's
forced
yours?
to have your basement unit.
What?
That's yours?
Where did my... What's that?
Is that yours?
No, that... Well, I'll keep it, yeah.
Yeah. Take it. Yeah. Whatever you want.
This belonged to the previous tenants. Most of the stuff that I've thrown out of this garage belonged to previous tenants.
Okay, let's see. Yeah, that's about it.
So that's a lot. That's a lot you cut.
I've always wondered about this big bag of fertilizer shit. Why? Like, I don't understand why this is in my garage.
It's not your garage.
Well, it pretty much is, yeah.
No, it's not. Okay, we're gonna focus. Hey, we're not gonna touch that.
Yeah,
It's
but
not
I mean,
yours. We're gonna focus on the
this
locks.
might be part of the shit that they've been
We're
like
gonna focus on the locks.
poisoning me with, you know?
Philip, can you just unlock those locks so we can leave? The garage is not yours. You do not have access to this.
Well, you're wrong about that, and
Okay.
you're violating my rights. Thanks for doing that.
All right.
Can I get some space here, man? See, the reason I have so many keys is because when you have landlords that break and enter your apartment illegally, you got to buy a lot of locks to try and keep them out. And then they steal all the keys because they got locksmiths working for them too. It really sucks having communist terrorist landlords.
When you lock things that don't belong to you, it becomes an issue. Okay?
Well, you've decided to make yourself the judge and jury on this issue, so you're completely wrong, and the Guelph Police Force will be sued if you guys don't keep hacking my accounts and prevent me from contacting a good lawyer.
I believe that's his internet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, which will probably be hacked now. Fucking.
Have you got everything?
Looks like it, yeah.
Okay.
Well, you know what? I got my own fertilizer that just happens to be mixed in here. This was from when I was growing weed in my...
Your phone's on the ground.
Yeah, I'm gonna grab that. Another one of the rights they took away from me. I used this to grow 4 weed plants in the backyard, but the landlord didn't think that was appropriate, so they just make up their own rules, what you can and can't do on your own property.
Well, we told you about the agreement. The agreement is that you did not involve with the garage. That's why we're
But
here.
they're not maintaining a safe living environment. That's all I'm concerned about.
Okay, and that will be taken up with the board. We're
Well,
just
why
trying-
isn't this issue taken up with the board? Because it's on the same piece of paper.
It's because it's according to your legal agreement.
And so is there...
Here's your helmet.
No. So is their responsibility to maintain a safe living environment. So how is that? I don't understand the separation between those, since they are both on the exact same piece of paper
Because
that
we
you
have
say.
control over this, we don't have control over Guelph City water.
No, you can call them and get some sort of
I think-
investigation started.
I think you just want people to do stuff for you.
No, I think I'd like safe drinking water.
Okay.
Do you think that's... Do you think this
understand
is
that-
fucking disgusting? Look at that.
Okay, do you
My pots
understand?
don't look like that.
Do you understand?
Well, then there's a problem with this house.
Okay.
Do Do you understand that you can't go back in the garage?
No, that's a good thought of logic. You don't have the problem. I do,
When
so
you're
it
saying
must
the whole
be.
neighborhood has that problem. How come you're the only one complaining about it?
Well,
It looks like an old pot. It's rusting.
no, it has shit all over the. It has.
There's also rust in it.
So who gives a fuck?
What do you mean? It's an old pot. Looks like average wear and tear.
Is this the kind of police work that police do these days?
What?
Ignoring every bit of evidence and every bit of information that I tell you. I said this
Philip?
pot was clean 4 months ago, and when I started boiling water, I got this.
You said a lot of things today, though.
Yeah, Philip.
Good
talking,
defense.
We're not talking about water anymore.
Okay, well, you just said you don't have the problem,
Here,
and
Philip.
no one else has complained, so it must be
Philip,
a
can you
problem
just
with
listen
this
to me for a
situation. Let me boil the water.
My partner's talking to
I'm
you.
going to boil this water.
No,
I'm going to boil this water.
Philip,
and you should be concerned that
We
there's
are
shit
not
floating to the
watching you
surface.
boil water, okay?
No,
You are no longer allowed in the garage. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
Okay. This is from your landlords. They would like me to give it to you.
Okay.
Okay? It's just another part of the process of the Landlord-Tenant Act, okay? We are telling you, you do not have access to this, okay? Do you get that? You get that? You can't go in here anymore. It's not a part of your agreement. Okay?
Well, there's obviously no point in talking to you because you just deny everything that I say.
So if you try to break into the garage, that is breaking and entering. That is a criminal offense. We are telling you you are not allowed to go in the garage. They are telling you that you're not allowed in the garage. Your landlord.
And you're completely wrong about that.
Okay, then tell the board that. We are going by.
Okay, well, tell the city that this water is shit. Watch me boil the water.
we're not dealing
No,
with
be
water.
concerned. Do your job to protect and serve. Protecting me would be making sure I have clean water. You're not even interested in sticking around for 5 minutes and seeing if the water boils shit to the surface, like I'm telling you.
So when you walk me through what you did with the city, called the city, emailed the city?
I called the city 3 times.
Okay. Who did you speak to?
I don't know. Someone. I called twice after 4 p.m. and they said the water department's closed.
Okay.
We'll make a note of it. And then I called them while it was open, and they said we'll call you back. We'll contact the right person. They'll call you back. They never did.
Okay. And then did you give them your phone number?
Yeah, but the problem is I pretty much never receive phone calls on my phone because this whole neighborhood has hacked cell phone signals.
Okay. So I can't call you right now?
You probably could, but I mean,
We'll see if your phone
my phone.
Does it work? What's your phone number? I'll call you right now.
It is 519. Okay, listen, man. My phone, the way that it works is the calls are filtered, right?
Yeah.
So you could call me,
Right.
but maybe
We don't
my
have no
my
call
niece
ID.
or my parents could not.
Okay. So we're going to get a quick call here.
Well, my phone's got to turn on because my phone's not on yet.
Oh.
What about your other phone?
Is that just recording?
That's just recording.
Okay.
It doesn't have.
It doesn't have a SIM card.
Gotcha.
So do you want to see me boil this water? Like, I think you should be concerned that the water in this house is shit, right?
Okay. I'll watch it. These guys can
Well,
do some reports.
I got to get in there to.
Watch water boil. Sure. Light it up. You got second word?
Well, I'd have to get into the garage again, and I'd probably get charged with breaking and entering. Maybe they.
Allowed in there.
Let's see if the outlet on the front porch works. Probably not, because nothing around here works. Did they turn on all the circuits?
Is your phone on? Can I try calling you? This one.
Let me just check. Yeah, it's working now.
Okay, I'm just gonna call you. Just make sure your phone's working, okay?
Okay.
It's ringing.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
working. The phone, the sound is off, but it's working. But like I said, my calls are filtered, right?
Yep.
So you could call me, but other people can't.
We're just seeing
That's
if
how
making
hackers
sure the
do
city can
their
call you back.
crimes.
So who's hacked you? They've hacked you.
Probably, yeah.
Absolutely.
Stealing all my online accounts,
Right.
stealing cell phone signals. They're
probably stealing the identities of the people that they moved in next door, since they say that they're providing them with Wi-Fi. You should contact the people next door, see if they have problems. No, they really should.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I'm just listening. Okay. All right. Well, look, we're gonna go. Okay. We obviously don't want to be here as much as you don't want us to be here, but just want to make sure. Come soon. Winter time when it gets cold. I'm understanding that the power's off in the entire house. Is the furnace on in this house?
The power's off in this whole house? Are you joking? Did they not turn it back on?
Well, just now, yeah.
Yeah, they did turn it
It
back
turned on just now, right?
Okay, so it's not off.
It's not off right now. Just a second.
It's only been off for a few days, and they showed up an hour after I shut it off, which is how I know they're illegally surveilling me, right? They respond immediately. Anytime I leave the house, they show up and they do fucking illegal renovations. They cover up the evidence of their crimes, right?
In your unit or the upstairs unit?
Both.
In your unit.
They've broken under. I uploaded evidence to the police database of them breaking and entering to my apartment.
Did the police show up for that?
They showed up 2 days later, beat the shit out of me and gave me a mental health form L2,
I'm
dragged
worried
me to
about
the
the
hospital.
evidence that you uploaded. That's my.
Well, that's how they responded to my evidence that I uploaded.
Do you remember the incident number for that, or is it under your? I'd like to look at that evidence.
No, it was a long time ago. It was likely probably June 10th, around then, that I uploaded. I really don't know.
Okay. You had evidence of them walking into your unit?
Yeah, I uploaded an audio recording of them opening the interior door between the apartments, walking down the stairs, and then saying, "He's coming," and then going back up the stairs, relocking it, and leaving, right?
So they're allowed down the interior of the stairs because there's probably a block between that door and the basement and the one upstairs.
What's that, sorry?
So the basement stairs?
Yeah, that's where they break and enter.
Right. They don't go into your unit.
Well, they did. They have many times.
Oh.
I uploaded photos. I uploaded a video. Or you know what? I uploaded the audio recording, and then I was going to upload the video, but I couldn't do it the second time for some reason. But anyway, I have it uploaded to the LTD, which is a video of me sticking my camera up against that front window on the door there, and showing the interior door between the two apartments. It shows that they installed a hinge right above the doorknob, right? So what they do is they pop out the hinges on the other side where they're supposed to be, and then this third hinge that they've installed allows them to open the door backwards. And I uploaded a video of me showing that they installed a hinge above the doorknob on there, right? And I also uploaded evidence of the audio recording of them popping out the pins, opening that door, and walking into my apartment. And that was when I left the house for 6 minutes, right? And then they said, "He's coming," and then left, right? Okay. So that they're monitoring what I do. They knew I was coming back to the house, right? There's evidence that they installed a hinge in the weirdest place to break and enter on a regular basis. Mm-hmm. There's plenty of evidence in my apartment that they've break and entered. Yep. So, you know what? I'm not the criminal here, right? Okay. I'm not the criminal. Okay.
Yeah, I would like you guys go in the house to try to find any microwave weapon. Because I got lots of microwave weapon inside upstairs.
We're not going to go inside the microwave weapons. Quite satisfied that I know what that is. So.
Well, I explained it to them. You can go to Canadian Tire, buy a microwave oven, rewire that switch that prevents it from running with the door open, and so that that new microwave will run with the door open. And you just take that microwave, put it above one of the vents.
Would you be comfortable if I go inside and look for that?
Well, like I said, they've had many months to destroy all the evidence of their crimes. Okay. But I guarantee that if you had a city building inspector here who did his job, they would find plenty of evidence of their crimes, because what city building inspectors do is they would actually have to cut the drywall to make sure that all the wiring is legitimate, right? And all the shit that they've done is behind the walls, right? It's all illegal, crazy bullshit, right? There is, I guarantee you, there is a second electrical panel upstairs. They're stealing electricity in this panel.
From their own electricity?
No, from the city, from the government.
The only way you can steal electricity is digging a cutting a hole through the cement to the main line that's underground. You can't steal from anywhere else.
No, that's not true at all. Because you can
steal electricity from the city then.
Well, because these digital watt meters are digital now, anything digital can be hacked, right?
When you bypass it, yes.
No, just by hacking the meter itself, right? No, listen, man. I have a video on this phone. Actually, no, I don't, because I just changed the SD card.
Okay.
But I have a video that shows me in the apartment with my washing machine on, with my computer, my Wi-Fi, right? I videoed all that stuff on. I walk up, video the watt meter. It says I'm using 50 watts. So that means the watt meter is hacked and not giving the right information to the electrical company, because I'm using like 600, 700 watts, and the electrical company thinks I'm using 50 watts.
Okay.
So
Do you pay the electrical bill?
I pay her for part of the utilities,
Yeah, that's normal with rental agreements.
but stealing electricity isn't. She thinks that's one of her bonuses for renting out this house. You know?
Well, I'm having trouble renting out the house anyway,
Yeah.
because what you've done to the house.
Not my fault, man. I'm standing up for my rights. I need a safe living environment. I can't have an HVAC system that gives me cancer. You know, that's you don't think that's a problem?
If it were true, I think it'd be a problem.
Well, why don't you investigate, huh? Why don't you look at the landlord-tenant board file number that I'm willing to give you, and you can look at all the evidence, you know? What's the problem? You're picking and choosing which laws to enforce, and you're ignoring my rights to police protection. You're basically just saying you have no rights for police protection because you've decided you've put me on some list, the list of people you don't like in this town because I speak out and expose the bullshit that you guys do, trying to bring in some authoritarian regime and make us all homeless crackheads. You did a really good start here.
Me nor my partner have any resentment towards you. There's no dislike.
Well, you just did a really good first step in making me homeless, moving my shit out onto the street. Good job.
It was pretty dusty. It doesn't seem like you use it very often.
So that's your reason? Because it was dusty?
Reason for what?
That's, you know what? Why don't you go into my apartment and, you know, charge me with dusty furniture? Is that what you want?
Is your furniture dusty?
Yeah, it's dusty, man. It's like illegally dusty. Like criminally, you should charge me with having dusty furniture.
You should clean it then.
Oh. Okay, I'll do that now.
You should.
Thanks.
I'm not worried about your health. I clean my unit.
Dude, this conversation,
You don't have to talk to us anymore.
What? What?
You don't have to talk to us anymore.
I don't have to, but I find it quite entertaining that my conversation with the police officer is akin to a high school bully and a geek getting fucking at each other's faces in the hallway, you know? That's what it feels like to me.
I'm sure it feels that way.
No, it is that way, because anybody who views this video is going to say, wow, these police do not give a fuck about Canadian citizens and only care about immigrants with millions of dollars to bring into the country.
I don't think that's what the video would say.
Oh, I'm pretty sure that's what it would say.
I haven't said a word.
And you see this dickhead in the background. He's just here to get into the video and, you know, trying to like get into the legal issue and say, oh, you can't upload me.
See, I don't know why you need to be disrespectful towards people.
He's literally just working on his car. That is a normal activity.
Yeah, well,
Respect will get you a long way, man.
yeah, well, so will looking at the evidence that I have and, you know, trying to make this a peaceful country with laws that are reasonable and enforced by the taxpayers' dollars. Fuck, man. This isn't communist China, no matter how much you guys would like it to be, right? Well, it certainly seems that way. Why don't you look at the evidence, you know? Why don't we hang out for a whole day and I can just show you video after video of all the shit that happens in this neighborhood and all the shit that these crazy fucking landlords do to violate my rights and try and murder me in my own home by giving me cancer. You know, that's the new thing, you know? You give someone a long-term disease and then you don't have to deal with the legal battle because they'll die before the verdict gets rolled out, you know? It's the perfect crime, just like how there was a wave of cigarette thefts over the last 6 months in Guelph, right? You think criminals really want cigarettes? No, they're just trying to destroy the evidence that people were selling crack-laced cigarettes through the fucking grocery store, or the convenience stores, right? There's 6 months non-stop convenience store thefts for cigarettes. And you think it's just someone who wants cigarettes, right? No, they're covering up something much bigger, right?
Yeah, it seems like everything's just a conspiracy, though.
No, I'm telling you a conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
You are perpetuating an actual conspiracy. That's how these people work.
No, everything you've said has just been, it seems like a lot of conspiracy theories as opposed to...
No, it's actual witness testimony of what I've seen going on around here.
Okay.
One of my previous police visits, I called 911 during the visit, and it said my location is 61 Moss Place, right?
Okay.
But I'm at 59 Moss Place.
Okay.
So what that likely means is that they are using a cell phone interceptor at 61. So when I called 911, it went over to that house and then over to the cell phone tower. And that's why 911 thought I was one house over. Because that cell phone tower is only 600 meters away, so it should be pinpoint accurate.
Going down, though, right?
No, it should be, it's a actual conspiracy that you should be investigating.
We should be investigating that when you called 911, it showed up at 61 and not 59.
Yep.
Weather's not looking great. They want to try to get this stuff undercover.
Dude, did you time it that way? Did you look up the weather and be like, let's move this shit out right before it rains?
You had,
I think we did.
You had like 2 hours to move it out. And 2 days notice.
Anyways, so
But
I'll let you deal with that, and we're gonna get your hair, okay?
Sure. What? Let's see if I can fire up that electric burner on the front porch. Let's boil some water. You can.
I'm good.
I don't think we should do that if it's going to rain either.
At the end of the day, I'm not a water guy or a city guy, so. Hard water in the city, yeah, that's all I know. But with respect to anything else, I don't know. So, Philip, I wish you luck. Okay, I don't.
Well, I'll be homeless soon, so I'm gonna be living in this car. You see, that's why I got the sheet metal on my roof. I'm gonna put sheet metal covers on all my windows, right?
How are you gonna do that?
By cutting it up and putting it in my windows.
Take the window out, or
no.
Just put it over the top.
I basically, when I go to sleep in my car, when I'm homeless, I'm gonna have sheet metal covers, so these criminal terrorists can't shoot me with a gun while I'm sleeping.
There's one way around that. Burn something.
And inhale the poison? I've just explained that like 10 times to these officers, man. I have video.
Is it venting outside? Is the furnace venting outside?
Well, the heat part is, like the gas part is. What do you mean?
That's what I need to know. The gas furnace is venting outside. It's not venting into the house.
No. That's not the problem. The problem is I have plenty of videos of the sunlight shining through my front window and the dust particles reflecting and making it look like a snow globe in my house, right? Because that's what happens when I turn on the HVAC system. And no, they change the filters and they put in these filters that aren't even paper. They're not even solid. They look like a spider web, right? And they let every speck of dust through.
Do you want me to look at it to say, hey, look, let's get our stuff together and get you a better filter? I'm happy to look at that. You want to prove that to me?
No. But
I had to say
no,
my old house.
No, the problem is that because they put those filters in my furnace filter,
right,
it shows intent that they want that dust to keep flowing through into the air.
Right.
So that's their way of poisoning.
One thing. Can you show me the filter so what I know you're saying is true, and they can go and buy you the top of the line filter so that those dust particles are non-existent. That's a simple fix.
You know what?
Is that a simple fix or not?
I'd rather keep that furnace filter because it's evidence that they're fucking with me, right?
No, that's fine.
And I have,
We're here to help.
I have
We're here
furnace
to help
filters.
you. And
I have furnace
on.
filters.
Can I have? You have filters?
Yeah.
Well, then put them in.
Well, that's not what I'm talking about, man. It's not a problem for me to change the furnace filter.
Okay.
It's a legal problem because they're using the furnace to attack me, right? It's something that's dealt with in court based on.
But we're here to fix it for you in the meantime. That's what I'm saying.
Just leave, man.
Okay. I don't know.
Just let all my shit get soaked with water and go eat your coffee and donuts. Go to Sing Hortons and get those Indians all those illegal immigrants to serve you some crack or whatever they serve. Fuck. Fucking city. Thanks a lot, guys.
Take care.
Bye. Congratulations, Hanlon Creek, you made me homeless. Good job. You're gonna have fun gang stalking me all fucking winter.
Not my shit. Yeah, what the fuck is this? Scumbags. Fucking criminals should go back to using handguns instead of using the fascist police to beat the shit out of me. Fuck you all. Yeah, I can still smell the chemicals on this front porch. Police don't give a fuck that they're using illegal chemicals in this house. That's fucking great. Well, I think I'm done moving most of that shit and throwing all of Huey's shit back on the front porch. That sucked.